Wilde and Tausch, isn't it?
Presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin.
Monday edition. The Victory Monday edition for those who celebrate. The happy day after National Tight Ends Day, which Tucker Kraft celebrated in a big way edition. The Aaron Rodgers Bowl was kind of anticlimactic. Turned into a love fest instead edition of Wilde and Tausch. On 94.5 ESPN Milwaukee, 100.5 ESPN Madison, 1430 ESPN Beaver Dam, ESPNWisconsin.com, the ESPN app, your Alexa smart speaker, streaming live video, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, and of course everything you need on the all-new, all-redesigned, all-free, and all-customizable ESPN Wisconsin app, which allows you to get this here program wherever you may roam, including on the Oregon Trail, where you're hopefully avoiding dysentery. I'm Jason Wilde in Green Bay. By the way, celebrate. The Badgers scored a touchdown on Saturday. That's what it's come to. Avoiding 3 straight shutouts. Jesse Nelson is in the Everlight Solar ESPN Madison studios. And from an undisclosed location, I'm a big fan of his work. There's a fan behind him, too. He is the Packers Hall of Famer. He's Mark Tauscher. Tausch, good morning. How are you?
I'm good, buddy. What makes you say anticlimactic? No. That was anyone that was doubting or like the torch passing, however you want to look at it. Last night was a little bit of a Jordan Love coronation, which I don't think that's anticlimactic.
Well, it was if you were expecting this back and forth vintage Aaron Rodgers against his protege. One of them had a great game. The other guy had a good first half and then was under siege and did not play well enough by his own admission for them to win in the second half. But they boat raced him in the second half. It was 28-3 before they got that last touchdown to change the cosmetics again. You know what it felt like? It felt like those first 2 games where they controlled things. Now, in this instance, the Packers stunk in the first half. 3 3-and-outs offensively, not able to get after Rodgers. So, I would ask you, before we get into everything else, were you part of games where you were, it felt like other than Tucker Kraft's catch and run touchdown, they couldn't do anything right. Keyshawn Nixon's back there muffing punts. They just can't find anybody to do that job. And then in the second half, they were absolutely dominant. Do you remember games where you guys stunk it up, came out of halftime, and you were like a totally different team? Because that's what they were.
Win of all time. I think that would be a one that I would say back in 1999. Outside of that, listen, man, NFL, there's ebb and flow. But last night, I think Green Bay showed what they can do. And I think I want an apology from you.
From me?
Yeah. Remember when I said Tucker Kraft needs 10 targets? And well, then what happens to Romeo? And what happens here? This offense, Matt LaFleur had it right in March and in April. Mm-hmm. And before, Golden and Watson and everything else, this offense is going to run through Tucker Kraft. He knew it. And then I think he tried to, let's get cute and, we have to make sure we spread it around. Yeah, I love the concept of spreading it around. That's cute. But Tucker Kraft is the best tight end in football. That's not hyperbole. I've watched. Tell me somebody better. Who's better? Tell me who's better. Right now.
Trey McBride.
There isn't. No, he's not. So you
Brock
saw
Bowers.
what he did. We just watched him. Bowers hadn't even played. His back's all jacked up. Tucker Kraft is a difference maker.
No doubt.
And he set the tone. And what I did last night on the postgame show, we had a great postgame show last night.
Just start early.
I tried. Homer wouldn't. After we recovered the onside kick, I said, let's go. It's over. But we had some technical, whatever. It didn't work out, which I was mad at Homer about, but we moved along. You can, when he subs for me, whatever day it is this week, you can ask him about it.
Him. Yeah.
So Christian Watson being out there last night, he got my dog of the game. Even though the low-hanging fruit was obviously Jordan and Tuck, I wasn't going to do that.
Roll.
Do those guys have that game with Christian Watson not playing? Maybe, but I'll say this. What he does and his skill set made it easier to allow these guys to have that kind of game. And you can huff and puff and argue. It is.
No, I'm agreeing
that's
with
where
you.
I think everybody. Oh, and from a Packer standpoint, I'm sure you saw this and heard this. The first half, I had a guy, a great fan of ours, we call him the Clumpster. He is texting saying, "Start the post game. The Packers are beat. It's over." And I'm looking at it like, come on, man. Like, I think last night should be in a kind of for all Packer fans that are kind of half in, half out, or you can get mad and irritated, but just acknowledge and kind of let's enjoy this because it's a heck of a good football team that's going to get better. And I just saw their odds-on favorite to win the NFC today. Jordan Love, MVP candidate, top 3. That's how this thing changes week to week. Now, they could go out against Carolina, fill their britches. Don't think that's going to happen because what typically happens, you get on a roll. And last night was a big game. This was as close to from a environment and from a media landscape. Last night was the biggest game of the year, maybe outside of Detroit, for Jordan Love and for Matt LaFleur. And I thought the way and Matt said this in Jesse's Sports Center, no panic. I didn't see LaFleur pouting at halftime with Leslie Stahl or whoever is doing the halftime show, Melissa Stark. I didn't see the panic and the, raw emotion. I saw a football coach that was kind of, he wasn't happy with how his team played, but there wasn't no, oh my God, we got to do this. There was a composure that you need in playoff games. Last night felt a little playoff-ish, and we responded in a big way, and all of that should give a lot of confidence to us as Packer fans.
I don't disagree with anything that you said there. If you feel the need to receive an apology, Matt LaFleur and I both apologize to you because clearly he was following that same mentality of spread it around. But Tucker Kraft, well, he was. Whether or not he should,
I understand. I'm saying
that.
He was wrong. Yeah. No, I'm not disagreeing.
Tucker Kraft was, I would argue, as great as Love was last night, and he was magnificent, Tucker Kraft was the best player on the field last night.
100%. And he kipped. He did another kip.
I know. I love it when he does that. That takes a lot of core strength, which I don't have.
Can we agree, Jason, right now that it will be negligence if Tucker Kraft gets less than 7 targets a game? It will be offensive negligence if he doesn't get at least 7 targets a game.
So
minimum.
So Jesse, I don't know if we have from LaFleur who, and again, I am extremely appreciative because they allow me to write while I'm not there. Of Rob Domofsky and all the guys that are there in person when I'm in the comfort of my home. But
how much FOMO? You had to be FOMO'd out of your mind last night.
Not really, actually.
You should have been there. We should have found a way to get you there. We should have.
The way last week played out, I didn't have any FOMO. What I did have, though, was it was fun to listen to LaFleur's presser, where basically Pete Doherty, the Green Bay Press Gazette, did a one-on-one with him. And I don't know if we have this clip, but Pete asks him specifically, can you build your passing game around Tucker Kraft? And his answer was, I'm sorry, Jesse, do you have that?
I think I have it, yes. I have a clip labeled Tucker Kraft being a primary target. So if this is what we're going for,
all right, let's give this a shot. Let's see if this is what I'm looking for.
You feel okay about building the passing game where your tight end is a really, really big part of it?
We'd be crazy not to. He was a beast. He was a man possessed, and you just got to find ways to get him the ball. And the first touchdown was a cold run where we spit the ball out on the run alert, and the guys, the receivers, I can't say enough about those guys. Just the effort that they bring in regards to not only the pass game, which is to be expected, but in the run game, blocking for the backs or blocking for Tuck in that situation. So those guys really stepped up and did a great job.
We'd be crazy not to. So if you want to take that as his apology to you, he is acknowledging that the Tauscher plan, which you deserve credit for, although no blank after what we saw last night. Yeah. My question for you is, there are still other mouths to feed. If you look at the target numbers from last night, are you good with Tucker Kraft? He finished with 9 targets. 9 times they targeted him. Romeo Doubs, 6. Watson and Emmanuel Wilson, 4. Malik Heath, Josh Jacobs, Matthew Golden, 3. Savion Williams with a touchdown on his 1 target. Luke Musgrave had 1 target, and so did John Fitzpatrick. He completed passes to 10 different players while also getting Tucker Kraft 143 yards, 131 of which were after the catch.
Yeah, I think as long as Tucker's getting his, I like spreading the football around. It makes it tough. I like that you get a lot of guys involved. I don't know if I need Dobbs with 6 or 7. I don't think Dobbs is fine. You get him the ball when he's open. Thought we force-fed it. I actually think if you look at the first half, tried to feed him the ball a little bit too much. And some of those over the middle, and that's how we ended up with some 3 and outs. So there is nothing wrong. Everybody, as we know, as guys get older and you pay people, and your old receivers coach would say that, or he's still the receivers coach, whoever gets paid is going to be your number 1, right? That's kind of how it works. Mm-hmm. Tucker Kraft, and I'm not going to make the mistake, even though they should be able to extend him tomorrow, they have to wait until March.
After the season.
This should be the easiest. This should be the easiest, boom, let's go. Tucker Kraft should be the highest paid tight end. When this thing gets done, he will be right there. And because he is a core player that does everything you want. And if you don't pay guys like him, what are you doing? And so there is no doubt he is going to get that, and he is going to continue on. Hopefully he can stay healthy. But he is the guy. And when you see production, you're saying, are you okay with this? I'm okay with scoring 35 points.
Yeah.
And being super efficient on offense. And I know you were clamoring for Golden to get more touches. Matthew Golden's going to be just fine. He is a rookie. He will get there will be games he has 6 or 7 targets. Last night wasn't it. Last night they couldn't guard Tucker Kraft. And until someone can, I don't know why. You don't need to reinvent wheels. Wheels still work. And Tucker Kraft was the wheel that drove the engine of the bus last night for this team to win that game.
The highest paid tight ends in the league average $19 million a year for George Kittle and Trey McBride. Travis Kelce, 17. T.J. Hawkinson, 16. Mark Andrews, David Njoku, 14. So, he's going to get paid some
Tucker
big
Kraft
time
will be
money.
Tucker Kraft will be a $20 million a year guy.
They will have
now the Packers, being the smart team that they are, will probably, because he has another year left on his deal, they'll probably get him for a little bit less, give him a 4 or 5 year deal. And that's exactly, and Tucker wants to be here. They know that. So my guess is that he might not get 20, but he should, because he's this good. I mean, he's a great football player.
Yeah, he's a magnificent.
He has been,
player.
And I love the way. I mean, his approach. I don't love the fact he's headbutting with no helmet on, but he plays his keister off and he sets a tone. And it was just fun to see everybody on a national stage last night see that.
Isn't it crazy how much things can change? Though, like the first half of in the first half of 2023, Luke Musgrave was all the rage, right? We were cracking jokes about him being like Bambi on the one catch in Chicago, but like it was, he ran 23 miles per hour during practice, the fastest among anyone on their team, and he was going to be this down the seam pass catching fool, and then he ruptures his kidney, and Tucker Kraft gets his opportunity, and he has not looked back, man. His arrow has been on the upswing ever since.
Correct me if I'm wrong. He got hurt. Was that last year? He got hurt, and it set him back a little bit. But yeah,
he tore his pec in the offseason.
Yeah, if you know ball, you watch, and Luke Musgrave is a really good athlete, and it was going to be, and in today's day and age, athletes, tight ends.
Lots of tight ends like him. Mm-hmm.
But if you know ball, you saw the comparisons to him and Kittle, because he's able to get his nose in there and block, and it took him a little time to, I think, really get comfortable, because he played at a smaller school, and I think South Dakota State is a great program. Obviously, they've won a ton. Just to pick things up took him maybe a smidge longer, but once he did, now there's nobody better.
There's no doubt about that. All right, we need to get to our positives and negatives, then we get to your calls. 844-770-3776. 844-770-3776. Is this who these guys are? What we saw last night, is this a declaration that the Green Bay Packers are who we thought they were after the first two games? Because it has been an interesting, to use some of the Grateful Dead references that I heard from you and Matt LePay, and Kelly Sheffield when he was in the booth during the game with the Ducks doing their Grateful Dead celebration. What a long, strange trip it's been through the first 7 games. But I don't know how you don't feel great about where this team is at. Now, 844-770-3776, 844-770-3776. We'll get to your calls coming up. But before anything else, Tausch needs to tell us about Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin.
And when it comes to your home, the smart play is to trust Gina Della and her team at Pella, just like Matt LaFleur needed to trust Jordan Love and Tucker Kraft. Everybody wins. And this month, you can win a whole house of new energy-efficient Pella windows for as low as $297 a month with zero interest for up to 60 months. That's like a drive you can sustain for years, keeping your home comfortable, thanks to the incredible defense played by Pella Windows, stopping all of those drafts. Don't wait. Schedule your free consultation today at PellaWI.com.
844-770-3776. If you have the time to wait on hold, get in the queue now on the Carbless Talk and Text line. List is more Wilde and Tausch. Straight ahead. Stick around.
Wilde and Tausch is presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella at 855-PELLA-WI or visit online at PellaWI.com/radio. Whether it's live or in podcast form, you've heard us on air with all of our shenanigans.
Gabe, I'm throwing some. Why are you throwing? I don't want.
Now see your favorite 94.5 ESPN shows streaming on video.
By me, by the way. I hit that microphone like 4 out of 6 times on that.
Subscribe to ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube and get notified when we hit the air live. Plus, you can watch back any second that you miss and see original digital content too. Watch, listen, interact. ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube.
UW Credit Union member Mark Tauscher here. People ask me, old T, why did you join UW Credit Union? Well, is it to keep your banking local? Is it the member first service? Great perks like early payday? Absolutely. But honestly, between us, I mean, it's Bucky. I can't say no to that face. If you love Wisconsin like I do, you just can't pay with anything else. Fandom makes us do crazy things, but this just makes sense. Become a UW Credit Union member and get your Bucky card like me. Federally insured by NCUA. Terms and conditions apply.
Life's better with American Family Insurance because we know you love working weekends. If it means working on your dream home, both inside and out. And we're here to help protect those dreams so you can enjoy peace of mind. Save up to 40% when you bundle home and auto. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. Some exclusions apply. American Family Mutual Insurance Company SI and its operating company 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
And ESPN Radio Extra Point with Rich Eisen.
If I had to peg an actual major problem for the Eagles is that Saquon's not running the ball like Saquon did last year. And I don't know if it's the upfront or, is it the offensive coordinator? Is it the play calling? But because that's the problem. Because at some point in time, that's what gets you through a cold day in January. You know what I mean? Like, that's what can get you through a cold day in February when you've got a lead with 5 minutes to go. That's what gets you through. And that's what the Colts have. That's what the Colts have in Jonathan Taylor right now. Jonathan Taylor's running like Saquon last year. And so that's why I'm not concerned about whether the Colts are for real, even if people still are at 6-1. The Eagles don't have that run game right now. They're not road grading people. They're not imposing their will on anybody.
Hey, it's Reese Davis. Let's be honest, you can't keep an eye on everything unless you've got Blink Outdoor 4 cameras. While you're focused on the game, Blink's keeping an eye on your home.
With up to 2-year battery life and with Sync Module XR, you can cover more space without constant maintenance. No wires, no worries. Blink helps keep an eye on what matters most. Get Blink today at the Home Depot. How doers get more done.
Now that I'm a dad, I can't stop thinking about what would happen to my kids if something happened to me, like losing the house or not affording college.
Yeah, that used to keep me up at night too. It's why I finally got life insurance from Ethos. It's 100% online. No medical exams, just a few health questions. I got $2 million in coverage for around $2 a day.
I never realized it was that simple. Get your free quote at ethos.com/game. That's ethos.com/game.
Rates may vary. Bill monthly. Sample rate 10-year term life policy for a 35-year-old healthy non-smoking male.
Hi, I'm Brittany Miller from Big Frog Custom T-Shirts and more. Custom T-shirts, sweatshirts, jackets, hats, you name it, we can do it. Big Frog Custom T-Shirts and more is family owned and all about celebrating life's big moments. Maybe it's a milestone birthday, a celebration for your child's first goal, or that work fundraising event. We are everyone's printer. No minimum orders, affordable designs, and help straight from me and our team. We're the one-stop shop for all your custom needs. Start your project today at bigfrog.com/Mequon.
Victory Monday is brought to you by Palermo's Pizza, Wisconsin's hometown pizza. With delicious brands like Palermo's, Connie's, Urban Pie, and Screamin' Sicilian, Palermo's has your game day covered. Find Palermo's in your local grocer's freezer.
Packers beat the Steelers in the Aaron Rodgers Bowl 35-25. They are now 5-1-1. Only one other team in the National Football League has just one loss in the loss column. That would be the Indianapolis Colts. Which is a little weird. Danny Dimes. All right, let's get to our positives and negatives. We spent a lot of time talking about Tucker Kraft, who not only has that deal with Kraft macaroni and cheese, but maybe they could start a special edition yak and cheese. 131 of his 143 receiving yards coming after the catch. That would be an indicator to me that not only do good things happen when he has the ball in his hands. He said he was a high school running back when he was playing 9-man football. But on top of that, when the Matt LaFleur offense is running at its peak level, you're getting the ball out quickly and you're letting guys make things happen once they've caught it. And that was what they did last night. All right, Tausch, your biggest positive not named Tucker Kraft.
Did TJ Watt play last night?
He did.
I mean, he got
did.
a penalty.
And he almost deflected that touchdown pass, but Jordan Love did a great job sidearming it like Kent Tucolvy.
Yeah. Kent Tuvolke, sure. I thought the offensive line, 0 sacks, right? I mean, he got hit a couple of times, but I think the thing that we see is so many times pundits and people that don't watch will just stereotype and say, oh, well, Pittsburgh, they're tough. Their defense is good. It's Steel City. Their defense isn't good.
It's not.
Their defense is
statistically
very
poor.
gettable.
Yeah.
And the fact that the Jets scored a bunch of points, and so you can't just say, well, this is what this group has always been, so that's what they are. Well, that's what they hope.
Mm-hmm.
That wasn't the case, and I thought our offensive line last night, and you give Zach Tom a lot of love, I thought they controlled the flow of the game. And, that was all of this other stuff is great. The Tucker and Christian Watson and Jordan Love, and you ran the football, all of that is set up when you can block people and move people. And I thought last night the fact TJ Watt, who is kind of in that category with Micah and everything else, you saw the difference. TJ Watt's a great player. He's going to be a Hall of Famer. But him and Micah right now, I don't think that's a comp that you can probably make. Micah and Myles Garrett are – Myles had 5 sacks. Micah was dominant last night. And TJ at home against – I don't think there was a ton of double teams. But maybe I'll be proven wrong when Pro Football Focus puts it out. But it felt like they matched him up, and Zach Tom more than held his own last night.
Yeah, and Zach Tom went out, and then they scored a touchdown on the next play, and then he was back out there the next series. So he was in some pain there for a while, but then he was back out there.
Looked like a foot. It looked like he got his foot tied up with Jordan Morgan. It wasn't. I thought for a second it might have been a hip-related or oblique, and I was hoping that wasn't the case, and it turned out
it wasn't.
Hopefully it wasn't.
I had 2 positives. One, the fact that Aaron Rodgers got to experience the opposite side, having heard the Go Pack Go chants on road games when he was the Packers quarterback. And on Sunday night, he heard them loud and clear at his home stadium of Acrisure Stadium. He also had to go to a silent count at home, which I know was something that Packers teams of the past enjoyed when the Packers fans were there. I think they should have done the wave in honor of taking over the stadium and when
that
he was
would have
on
been
offense. Funny. And then the other one, this is a sneaky one, but this really struck me when NBC showed the replay of it. DK Metcalf is talking stuff and then appears to either poke him in the eye or at least put his hand in the face mask of Quay Walker. And Quay Walker doesn't do anything foolish. Same guy that got kicked out of 2 games as a rookie. If anything deserved getting a beatdown in response, it's poking the guy in the eye. And Quay Walker didn't do anything. He was not baited into doing anything, getting a penalty. They get 15 yards on that. They go from 3rd and 2 to 3rd and 17 in a game where they're still in it. And the Steelers can't convert, and it's pretty much all over after that. I thought, great job by Quay Walker of maintaining his composure when a guy is clearly causing trouble. So that was a sneaky one for me.
Yeah, I did. I mean, I think that all kind of got swept. They didn't really delve into how that all shook out. But great point. I think that's a great point.
All right, what was your negative?
The kicking game, and I think, correct me if I'm wrong. I've been very adamant. You keep 2 until McManus is healthy. I think McManus felt pipped. I think he's feeling the pippage of what's going on, and he had told Havrasek, go make kicks and all this other stuff.
Go make some money.
I don't know if he comes back this quickly. Now, he wants to get out there, and I just want to make sure I am crystal clear on this. McManus is the guy I want kicking. McManus is our kicker. He will be our postseason kicker. He is our guy. But make sure you're healthy and you're back, and don't come back early just to get back.
Yep.
And
totally
I felt
agree.
like last night it was, he's an old vet, but he has been cut for other reasons, right? And
Correct.
You get to this point in your career and you see that you're on potentially a special team. And I just felt like last night he rushed. How often does he miss a kick short?
Yeah. I mean,
Not
look,
often.
is a 57-yarder. And the surface isn't great. We know that. Chris Boswell had talked about it previously. They had a game. Pittsburgh
If he's 100%, Chris Boswell didn't have any problem with 56,
Correct.
57
Yep,
last
that's
night.
exactly what I was about to say.
Here's the deal, and I'm not in those medical meetings. All I'm saying is, if you give it a couple weeks, if he's healthy, he's not leaving a kick short. I just don't believe that.
Yeah,
and if I'm wrong, great.
No.
So Havrasek
And then he pulls the 44-yarder after that.
Yes. Havrasek should have kicked last night. And another week where you let him get healthier, and a lot of times you'll say these things and people, you're doing, no. I want McManus as my kicker. He is our kicker. But I also don't think I would make sure I'm not letting Havrasek go anywhere until I am convinced old boy is back and in his flow, and he's healthy. And until I see that, I'm not touching Havrasek's eligibility status as an active roster player, because somebody will snap him up, and I don't want to be palming and crowning, because Havrasek has been good. He's done everything you hope for. Last night was another sign of guys' psychology. I really believe he rushed himself back because of all of the outside noise that's happening.
Yeah, if Lucas Havrasek is, 8 for 11 on his kicks in the 2 games he's missed, is he feeling the same? You've talked about this, right? Like, you played 11 years in the league. You were a starter from almost day one as a rookie. But you were always, and tell me if this is an inaccurate view of your approach, but you never wanted to open the door for someone to replace you, ever.
Nobody wants to. No, and if you listen to Brett Favre, he said it. I think Rodgers looked at it that way. It doesn't matter if you're a star or not. Now, obviously, stars are different.
Sure.
But everybody understands that you open the door, someone's going to take advantage of it. And all of a sudden, guys can look at it and say, well, we're paying this guy this. And, well, boy, this guy's a pretty good young player. Yeah, that's how this works. And that's why guys are super insecure. And when narratives get spun, they get irritated. And they should, because it's their livelihood. So when Jason Wilde is saying, oh, boy, this guy's he's a little less expensive. He's a pretty good player. Oh, maybe we do this. Those narratives happen, and it pisses players off. And that's why players always do whatever they can to get out there and play so that they don't open that narrative door.
Only one of them has kicked in a Super Bowl. Only one of them has a decade of experience. Tausch is right in his mentality. I do think it's noteworthy that they needed to create a roster spot. They were at 53 to get Christian Watson onto the roster, and it was Chipotle Ben that got the boot, and they kept Lucas Havrasek and did not expose him to the waiver wire. So I think that says something in terms of their value that they see in him. And Matt LaFleur, look, last night after the game, again, in his basically one-on-one with Pete Doherty last night, acknowledged that they're going to reassess and reevaluate. Now, he does make 28 and 25-yarders in the second half. He made all of his extra points that he attempted. But you can, look, they clearly trust him. No one's saying they shouldn't either, not even you who brought this point up. The point is, is that while he gave the thumbs up at the end of his workout before the game, it was probably influenced a little bit as someone who doesn't want to get pipped, Wally pipped, which you don't have to worry about on Wisconsin's Morning News on 620 WTMJ. We need to get to your calls. 844-770-3776. 844-770-3776. We'll do that and take your calls after I tell you about the one call you need to make if you've been injured. Hopefully you never are. Hopefully you never have to make the call. But if you do because you've been injured, there's one call to make in an accident. Grubel offices, 414-276-6666, 414-276-6666, or go to the website gruber-law.com to find out more. Your calls are next on the Carbless Talkin' text line. It's Wilde and Tausch.
Wilde and Tausch continues next on 94.5 ESPN, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, and sponsored by American Family Insurance.
At Great Midwest Bank, we've been serving Southeast Wisconsin homeowners for 90 years. Wait, 2025 minus 1935, 90 years. Wow. In our 90 years as a community bank, we've learned a lot about the values of the people who live and work here, and appreciate the loyal customers that have made Great Midwest Bank who we are today. Find a location at greatmidwestbank.com. Great Midwest Bank, your simply local, equal housing lender and member FDIC.
Tito's Handmade Vodka is America's favorite vodka for a reason. From the first legal distillery in Texas, Tito's is 6 times distilled till it's just right, and naturally gluten-free, making it a high-quality spirit that mixes with just about anything, from the smoothest martinis to the best Bloody Marys. Tito's is known for giving back, teaming up with nonprofits to serve its communities and do good for dogs. Make your next cocktail with Tito's. Distilled and bottled by 5th Generation Inc., Austin, Texas. 40% alcohol by volume. Savor responsibly.
My husband's an animal in bed.
Well, you know.
Not in the fun way. Think warthog. With a chainsaw.
Snoring and sleep apnea affect over 90 million people, and 1 out of 4 couples sleep in separate rooms. Advent can help. We've been Milwaukee's one-stop solution for nasal congestion, snoring, and sleep apnea for over 20 years. Unlike many other practices, we focus exclusively on these conditions, so you get comprehensive care under one roof. Advent's unique approach can help you breathe and sleep better, and many avoid a CPAP. Plus, most insurance is accepted for our effective 20-minute in-office treatments.
Hey, the only animal you want in your bed is your dog.
Advent. Sleep better. Sleep together. Learn how you can improve your life at adventknows.com.
This is Matt Meitner, owner of Sit Means Sit Dog Training. Do you find yourself talking to your dog but feel like she's not listening to you?
Bella, sit!
Are you constantly repeating yourself but she's not following your directions?
Sit! Sit!
Frustrating, isn't it? At Sit Means Sit Dog Training, we want to help you have a happy, confident, and obedient dog, and we also want to make the training process an enjoyable and worthwhile experience. Contact Sit Means Sit today to schedule a free consultation so we can create a customized training program so you are able to have the dog you want and deserve.
Sit Means Sit Dog Training. Sorry, we don't train husbands, wives, or kids.
Imagine your home totally organized. At Closets by Design, we specialize in providing affordable, custom-built storage solutions with built-ins and beyond, from garages to new home offices. Our experienced designers work within your budget to design a solution fit perfectly to your needs. Get 40% off plus an additional 15% with 18-month financing. Visit closetsbydesign.com or call 1-800-BY-DESIGN to get started. Let's get organized together.
Looking to heat up a career in HVAC? Dick & Trough Heating and Cooling in Milwaukee is now hiring HVAC installers and service technicians. Family owned and operated, Dick & Trough offers competitive wages, a 401k match, health insurance benefits, and a winning, positive team culture that sets them apart. This is more than a job. It's a chance to grow with a company that truly values its people. Apply now to become their newest team member at dickandtrough.com. Dick & Trough Heating and Cooling. Come see the difference. Apply at dickandtrough.com.
Hi, everyone. This is Stephen Bauer, CEO of the Guest House of Milwaukee. For decades, Guest House of Milwaukee has been here for our neighbors, providing shelter, housing, and the support needed to break the cycle of homelessness. We're not just offering a bed for the night. We're helping people rebuild their lives through case management, housing navigation, mental health, and addiction counseling. You can help us make a difference. Learn more at guesthouseofmilwaukee.org, and together we can ensure everyone has a place to call home.
This is Wilde and Tausch on 94.5 ESPN, sponsored by American Family Insurance. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Let's get to your calls without further ado. 844-770-3776. 844-770-3776. That is the carbless talk and text line. Lists is more. Let's start. Jesse, this guy called before the show started?
Just before I went live with my SportsCenter update, the phone rang, and I answered a call from Brandon in Tulsa. Yes.
Well, let's start there then. Brandon, good morning. How are you today?
Doing really well. Thanks, guys. Yeah, I told Jesse, I almost felt bad for calling in because he answered the phone and said, Wilde and Tausch, hang on, straight to hold. So clearly very busy. I'm glad I got in.
He's a very busy guy. You're right. You're
Not
right
very-
about that.
not very friendly. He's here.
I feel like I might have said it a little nicer than that, Brandon.
I don't know. I'm not saying you were rude. I am saying I felt bad for calling in, so interpret that however you want to. I was like, well, maybe I'll call back
Don't feel
at a
bad,
better
Brandon.
time.
Don't feel bad.
So nothing but positives for me today. It was a great game. I really feel like the second half turned out the way it did because Coach LaFleur finally looked at his QB and said, okay, I need my playmakers to go win this game. Like I'm my biggest positive of the night going forward, I guess, would be seeing Jordan trust his dudes and seeing Matt LaFleur trust his guy, Jordan. I really feel like Matt's approach to the whole, we've got a really good defense, so we're going to run the ball and see if we can pass because we're a good running team. I guess I don't have a problem with it, but if we want to win a Super Bowl this year, I think it's going to be because Jordan Love and the three-headed monster of Jordan, Christian, and Tucker lead the way. Like, I know you didn't coin this phrase, Tausch, the big-time players make big-time plays in big-time games, but that really is what this team can be and should be. Goody has given Matt LaFleur all the talent he needs to win a Super Bowl, and the only thing I think that would really get in their way of doing that is Matt LaFleur's cerebral mind getting in the way instead of just telling his guys, hey, I need you to go be the best players on the field today, regardless of who we're playing, because they're good enough to do it. When they signed Micah, I was like, yep, this is it. This is the Super Bowl window. This is the Super Bowl year. You have the talent, so just go tell your best playmakers, go be the best playmaker. And, Tausch, I really wonder if you see any similarities between this team and the team you won the Super Bowl with, because you guys weren't gangbusters start to finish week after week. You just got really, really good and comfortable with each other at the right time and then tore it up in the playoffs. And I feel like that's where this team's going. This is different than 2023. These guys are all older. They know what they're doing, and they know what they can do going forward. So I have no negatives. I think Matt LaFleur just needs to trust his franchise QB and say, okay, man, this is your team. You can be the best quarterback in the league. You got the best tight end. C. Watt's only going to get better. Oh, by the way, you got a guy named Josh Jacobs. Like, let your playmakers go win you a title. Don't get in the way.
Yeah. Jason, correct me if I'm wrong. Obviously the 2010 season, a bunch of us got hurt.
Yeah, they
some young
upgraded
players
at right
elevated. Elevated, and I don't look at this team in any way, shape, or form like 2010.
I don't either.
This is a 96. This looks like the 96 team to me, much more than the 2010 team. If you're going to compare Super Bowl teams. Now, I don't want to sit here and crown, but if you're saying this is a Super Bowl contending team, Micah Parsons and Rashawn Gary, we had Clay Matthews. Clay was really good.
And Cullen Jenkins.
Micah is another level.
Different.
Micah's the best pass rusher in football. He is. Myles Garrett and him are right there.
Yeah.
You have a young emerging group, and I think Jordan is much more Brett Favre than he is Aaron Rodgers. I still believe that.
So what do you make of this was one of the things I wanted to ask you, and I'm very curious to ask Matt LaFleur, because both the plays work out magnificently. But the throw to Watson and the throw to Kraft, one turns into a 59-yarder, one's a 33-yarder to Watson. How do you view those plays? And do you think when they're grading the film that those are plus results but minus decisions? I mean, Tucker admitted that he did a little elbowing to create some space to catch his. And the throw to Watson was right on the money. Like the defender leaps and it's beyond his fingertips. That one I thought was a great play. The other one I thought was a little bit of I'm about to get my bell rung, throw it up and hope that Tucker makes the play, which is a little Favrean, to your point. How did you view those two big plays that were not big yak plays? They were big down the field throws.
The throw to Watson was, I thought, executed beautifully. Now, do you want to say you should be running to your right and throwing it back across your body again a little bit, which is what he did? Yeah, that's not going to be graded right. But listen, man, you have to let your guys go make plays too. One of the criticisms that people gave Rodgers, especially in the playoffs, is he's too conservative with the football. I think that was always crazy, but people said it, and then I don't know if I disagreed. So that was just a guy making a play. And as far as throwing one up to Tucker Kraft, that's where it's about players, not plays. And you trust your guy. If that was Musgrave or if that was somebody else, if it was Chipotle Ben, if he comes back, he's not making that throw. You make conscious decisions, understanding it's 85, I can go there. That's the difference. So, yeah, you know what, Jason, artists, and it's not all, paint by numbers. You got to have some freelance, baby. The great painters weren't paint by numbers guys. They're freelancers. They were inspired by different things, and they ended up having different results. It's not always going to be – you can't – football is not a game played by robots yet. I don't know if it'll happen. It's still humans, and it's about earning the trust of those guys to make a play like that. Was it lucky? I don't know. Tucker Kraft has body control and went up and made a play. No, I don't think it was luck. I had people texting me. Were those throws luck? The throw to Watson was all skill, and the throw to Tucker Kraft was, that's my guy. And I know he's going to make a play. I didn't think they were luck. I thought they were, you had mentioned Favre, and I thought they were Favre risk-type throws that delivered a big-time reward. I didn't think they were lucky. I thought that they were risky, and they worked out great. There's no two ways about it. And to your point, well, if something's risky and it works out great, that's luck. I don't think that's what it was. No, I think there was risk throwing it to Tucker Kraft, and Tucker Kraft made a great play on the ball, and he may have gotten away with a push-off, as he admitted after the game. Bottom line is that sometimes it's okay to take some of those risks. And I feel like we were conditioned by Aaron Rodgers for so long that we just thought, well, you never do that. You don't put the ball in harm's way. And he did it, and it worked out great. I don't think that's luck. I'm not saying that at all. I understand that maybe you got some text to that effect. I just think that sometimes we felt like with Aaron Rodgers, who very rarely, if ever, was willing to take those risks. I mean, let's think back to that era for a second. We had people that criticized him all the time for not taking enough chances. That was a narrative.
I don't hear anybody saying about Jordan Love, well, he doesn't take enough chances. I don't hear that. Right?
Yeah. Jordan, and you know what? Jordan will still make some mistakes. We've seen it this year. He still will make mistakes. Favre, obviously, way too many mistakes. And if you get that hybrid, which is what it's trending that Jordan's going to be, is a hybrid of both. Aaron Rodgers, let's not rewrite history. That throw that he made to Greg Jennings over the fingertip of Ryan Clark was a risky throw, but it was also understanding what needed to happen and the throw he needed to make. So narratives are narratives. People can have what they want. Last night, the narrative was Jordan Love was the best quarterback on the field, and he looked like what we saw. He looked like what we saw at the end of 20. He looked like the Jordan Love that we crowned. That's what he looked like last night. He was crown worthy last night.
But you're not crowning him again.
No, I've said I picked him to win the MVP.
So we
of
are
course
crowning.
I crowned him. But I think he is one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL. He is still a young player that's going to make some mistakes more than others. But every quarterback in the league does. Jordan gets criticized, I think, a little bit unfairly.
Dude, he's thrown
from time
2
to time.
interceptions all season.
Yeah,
Like,
he's had a really good season.
Like, and to the point that I was making with Homer last night was that, in my opinion, he merited criticism for the interception in Cleveland, even if you felt like Matt LaFleur should run the ball. And he merited criticism for throwing the check down to Emmanuel Wilson when it was an O-zone play. But look what he's done the last 3 games. He makes a huge clutch throw to Matthew Golden in the Bengals game, which makes it possible for them to win the game. And in the game in Arizona, he is responding every time that they needed a big play. And then the throw to Kraft is a big-time 4th down clutch throw. So what, to me anyway, and this is what I wrote in my game story, when you look at, that's what this is supposed to be. Like, you do something that's less than ideal, and you learn from it, and then you make the plays that you didn't make earlier in the year in the 2 games they haven't won.
Who are you arguing with?
Not you, just in general. Like
I was going to say, you're like arguing like I'm Skip Bayless here. I literally said the exact same thing.
The idea that those plays, well, I guess it's with the people who texted you. Like, I don't think that those plays take away from what I called a magnificent performance, and I actually got a compliment from Homer saying it was the perfect word last night at 1:15 in the morning. Like, he was awesome last night. But let's make sure we understand that sometimes he takes chances which we weren't accustomed to with his predecessor. Like, I don't think we ever felt that way about him.
I thought Aaron Rodgers did take, but they were much more calculated.
Agreed.
Chances. With Jordan Love, what we don't understand is we all want, and I've said this all year, the Superman thing, and you guys laughed at me. Last night he did throw the cape on a few times. He had to go save some folks. The offense was struggling. It was you had to go in the phone booth and change. Not every game you need that. Cleveland, you didn't need it. Cleveland, you could have been Lex Luthor. You'd have been fine. You just didn't. You couldn't do something dumb. And I think as this thing keeps going, Carolina coming in this week, you're not going to need to cape up. You just need to play a good, consistent game and go about your business. You have enough talent to beat anybody you want. And that's where this team is right now. And, you can argue if you want. Tell me a team that's more talented that has the tight end, quarterback, running back, and closer that this group has. Now, if you want to, and I'm shocked, I know we've only gotten to 1 call, but the negatives, I think that Green Bay should look at trying to grab a corner and somebody that can return kicks or punts. If you can get a punt returning corner, especially a number 1 corner, that is a great. If you can get Deion Sanders from the 90s, I'm in.
Okay, we'll work on that. Interesting that they delivered the vote of confidence very loudly for Nate Hobbs when they knew they had benched him in favor of Carrington Valentine, because that was on Thursday. I'm
telling you, Jason, anytime coaches start talking way too highly about you, buyer
be
beware.
nervous.
No, or you get the Chamber of Commerce award before the season starts. Beware.
Well, at least you've got the UW Credit Union Award and the great vibes that you spread around AmFam Field as well, thanks to UW Credit Union.
Yeah, and for every stage of life, UW Credit Union is here for you. Proudly serving Wisconsin for over 90 years. They're going to help you reach your financial goals. You know what? Why do you want to join UW Credit Union? Well, you like keeping your banking local? Well, I do. You like great member-first service? I do. You like great perks like early payday? I do. But honestly, you got Bucky. And if you love the state of Wisconsin, like I do, you just can't pay with anything else. Fandom will make you do crazy things. This just makes sense. Become a UW Credit Union member today. Get your Bucky card like I did. Federally insured by NCUA. Terms and conditions do apply.
There are some negatives that we probably glossed over, including Keyshawn Nixon's performance, the fact that whereas Mike Pryor's got to be about 68 years old by now, but he might be worth bringing back. Just go back there and catch the ball. That's all we want. Fair catch everything. We'll wait until Desmond Howard emerges. Just catch the ball. Just keep the ball safe, because they can't seem to do that right now. We'll talk more about those, but more of your calls. 844-770-3776 next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
This is Wilde and Tausch on 94.5 ESPN, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, and sponsored by American Family Insurance. The Homer Hour with special guests every day from 5 to 6.
You can win a Super Bowl with Jordan Love. You can.
The best 60 minutes of your day happens on the Homer Hour.
But you have to recognize in various situations he can make incredibly dumb plays, so you might have to limit him in some of those. It doesn't happen that often.
Weekday afternoons from 5 to 6 on 94.5 ESPN, the ESPN Wisconsin app, and ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube. Let's get the latest from Lambeau. This is your green and gold fix on 94.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Tri-City National Bank. Tri-City National Bank offers a full suite of personal and business banking products at more than 25 convenient locations. Open your account today at the community bank that's Milwaukee's best bank. Learn more at tcnb.com.
The Packers came away with a 35-25 win against Aaron Rodgers and the Steelers on Sunday night. Jordan Love had a monster game, throwing for 360 yards and 3 touchdowns for the green and gold. Here's head coach Matt LaFleur on his quarterback's big game.
He's just so consistent in who he is through the good times and the bad times. And, you know, I've seen him. There's moments where you can sense the frustration from him, but he keeps going. And I kind of, to be honest with you, I kind of like it when he gets a little pissed off.
After 2 weeks in a row on the road, the Packers will return home to take on the Carolina Panthers on Sunday.
This has been your green and gold fix on 94.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Tri-City National Bank, your hometown bank.
Little by little, some banks are pecking away at your balance with fees on their checking. You need an account with no monthly fee. Make the switch to Tri-City. Tri-City National Bank. Member FDIC.
The delicious taste of victory deserves something equally superior. Cheer on your team with Michelob Ultra. At 2.6 carbs and 95 calories, it's a superior smooth taste worth playing for. Grab a Michelob Ultra Superior Light Beer as you cheer your team on. Michelob Ultra, official sponsor of the Milwaukee Bucks. Enjoy a Michelob Ultra at Kelly's Bleachers Big Bend, Distillery Richfield, Tom's Watch Bar in Milwaukee, and Maddie's in New Berlin. Please enjoy responsibly.
Goldsmiths are essential to running a jewelry store, but they're extremely hard to find.
Goldsmiths can repair jewelry, set diamonds, resize rings, and create beautiful, one-of-a-kind pieces of custom jewelry.
Most jewelry stores do not have an in-house goldsmith.
But Kessler's has 18 wonderful goldsmiths working in our 9 Kessler stores.
The average Kessler's goldsmith has more than 15 years of full-time experience.
And that's not counting all the apprentice goldsmiths and jewelry designers.
Our goldsmiths repair a lot of jewelry that we did not sell.
Bring us your broken jewelry and we'll bring it back to life.
When you see a woman with an extremely attractive, very distinctive engagement ring,
You can safely assume that it's a custom-designed, one-of-a-kind ring made by the goldsmiths at Kessler's.
When your relationship is special, you need a special engagement ring.
if you want something that's breathtakingly one of a kind,
Come to Kessler's.
For the location of the Kessler's nearest you, visit KesslersDiamonds.com.
Hey, this is the Fat Jack, and football season is here. Are you ready to make money betting on sports? Are you ready to make a winning decision? Are you going to gamble for fun, or are you going to gamble for money? This year, make that decision that will build your bankroll all year long. Go to FatJackSports.com, and for less than $100 a week, make money betting on the games. That's FatJackSports.com. It's a personal portal. It comes to your email. It's hassle-free. It'll make you money. FatJackSports.com.
Your state, your teams, your ESPN. The ESPN Wisconsin app. Customizable just for you. Find the ESPN Wisconsin app in the Apple or Android app stores today. You're listening to Wilde and Tausch on 94.5 ESPN. Presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella at 855-PELLA-WI or visit online at PellaWI.com/radio.
Get back to your call. 844-770-3776. Start with Chris in Texas. Chris, good morning. Thanks for holding on, buddy. What do you got?
Hey, good morning, guys. So many positives to talk about. I got to limit it because I know your phone lines are probably blowing up. I was going to say huge road win in a place with a lot of postseason energy. You know, I was a little worried with the jelly glazed fingers early on, leading to some drops, but just great composure shown all throughout. The second half adjustments were huge. This team is growing up, and I'm excited about the future. Zach Tom just locking down T.J. Watt. What a great sleeper pick. I mean, Jordan Love had enough time for Jason to pick out a new couch. It was awesome.
Nice.
And Tucker, I got to issue a formal apology to Tucker Kraft. I was at the Thursday night football game with my kids against the Lions, his rookie season, and the players were out warming up. Fans are out there getting signatures. I didn't know what he looked like. I didn't know what Luke Musgrave looked like. And I started calling out Luke when I saw him because that's what everybody was calling out. And he looked right at me and just kind of shook his head. You know, he wasn't mad. He just kind of shook his head and ran into the tunnel. Tucker Kraft, I'm sorry. I will never forget your face, and neither will the rest of the world. Hail King Kraft. Last night was inauguration night.
Great call, Chris. Did he literally put the phone in the cradle there? Click. Yeah, he was unbelievable, especially after he got the ball in his hands. It was impressive. So I don't think anyone's confusing those two at this point, that's for sure. This is the call I've been looking forward to. I'm very, very, very curious about what she has to say. Let's go to Erica in Milwaukee before we get to the 10 o'clock hour. Erica, good morning. How are you?
I'm okay. I wish the game would have been closer, kind of more exciting, like last-minute fourth-quarter comeback of
anticlimactic, some might say.
60-yarder. Well, my positive is, yes, Jordan Love looked very, 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 very good. However, to win a Super Bowl, you're going to have to stack those very, very, very good games together. So now next week, you can't come out and throw one touchdown and 150 yards passing. Yeah, join the big boy club with another 300 yards and 3 touchdowns passing.
Well, if they can win with him throwing for 150 yards and 1 touchdown, though, does it matter?
That's not going to win you MVP.
Well, and Tausch definitely wants that because he and Jesse want to cash in on that, yes.
That's true. We do.
All right, and then my kind of negative is that offsides that the Steelers got chipped out of. I think that was the turning point in the game because even if the Steelers could have went and scored a field goal, they would have gone up by 3 scores. And after that was when benches started clearing, people started poking each other in the eyes. Rodgers just looked frustrated and pissed, and I think the Steelers were just like, what the heck just happened? And that's when the fun kind of got taken. I mean, because then the unsportsmanlike stuff started happening, and people were shoving and kicking, and that's not NFL football. And when, granted, whatever you guys call this, when the Steelers got the ball at the end there, I can't think, Chewy called it like crap defense or something, when Aaron Rodgers went down there and scored the touchdown and they were going for the 2-point conversion. Granted, I held my breath because I'm like, well, if they score the 2-point conversion here, granted, the onside kick is the hardest thing to get a hold of, but all you need is another touchdown and another 2-point conversion, and we're talking about a whole different game. So, Jordan Love, you guys stack these good games up to join the man club.
Yeah, he was magnificent last night. We'll see what he does, but again, Carolina got 40 hung on them by the Bills, who got their 2-game winning streak or losing streak ended. I don't think he has to throw for 300 yards for him to be what they need him to be, but when they need him to play at a high level, he needs to play at a high level, and he was that last night in a huge way. And I love the fact, and thanks for the call, Erica, one of the things that I loved about what he said last night was that the easy answer when somebody asks if he felt more pressure with going up against his mentor, his predecessor, whatever you want to call it, the easy answer is say, look, I was just focused on me. I wasn't worried about Aaron. We don't go head to head. And instead, he flat out admitted there was more pressure. And as you have often quoted, Billie Jean King, pressure is a privilege. And he rose to that pressure with one of his best games, second most passing yards he's had in a game in his career in the regular season. So, again, I don't think he needs to have a 300-yard game to confirm what he did.
I would agree. What did Aaron Rodgers? What do you think Aaron Rodgers was in his head last night as he was driving home after that game?
Well, I would say a couple things. First of all, I think he realized that his team, while it was 4-1 at one point, is missing some pieces. 1. 2, I think he looked at Jordan Love and said, this guy's got a chance to join the gunslinger and me in the pantheon of really great quarterbacks. I think that's what he was thinking. What do you think he was thinking?
No, I mean, I just wonder if he was as he was kind of chuckling with Micah Parsons as he was chasing him down 2 or 3 plays in a row. I just wonder if he was thinking at all, boy, that would have been nice to have something like that at the end of my career. I don't know what he was thinking. I know this. I know he knows that the Green Bay Packers are a much better football team than the Pittsburgh Steelers. That I know he knows walking out of there last night, because that was a raucous home environment. And the second half, Aaron's a smart dude. He saw it and realized they're just a lot better than we are. Mm-hmm. And, the offsides, the officiating sucked last night. Let's just call that what it was. I like the fact that they didn't go back and review what was obviously an offsides by Green Bay. They didn't call it. And if they had, I would have went ballistic.
Right. Were they considering that? That's what it looked like. Yeah. It looked like they were talking about
Rodgers was talking him into it.
And, flag.
Yeah, and if they start doing that, I'm telling you, I think I'm going to stop watching football. So I hope that they don't, because I love watching football. So that part of it, whatever it might be, but it felt, I think last night had to be very humbling in the respect that, Rodgers knows his time is coming to an end. And to see what he had on the other side, I think there's probably a little bit of pride in the fact that Jordan Love is playing at that level, and Aaron can and should take a small sliver of, that's pretty awesome that this young man is evolving into being the guy. But also probably looking at it with a little bit of, man, that's a lot of talent over on that defensive side of the ball. I don't know if we ever had that. Maybe in 2014. I think there's probably a little bit of remorse as well. I think he had. If you didn't think he was amped up last night, he was mother blanking everybody a bunch of times. You saw a lot of the Rodgers at the end of his time in Green Bay last night in that Pittsburgh game.
I agree with that. I also agree with your love of Tito's.
Yeah, I have a little koozie here. Look at this, a little Tito's koozie. I'm going to enjoy it later this afternoon.
Did you bring that with you from Wisconsin, or did you pick that up while you were in Oregon?
Beating Pittsburgh, scoring touchdown out in Oregon. A lot of fun stuff happening. And Tito's handmade vodka. Make sure that is in your drink, whether it is a spicy Bloody Mary, maybe a little Gatorade with it, but it's always Tito's in my glass. They make great drinks, and they also give back in a big way, partnering with nonprofits and doing real good in the communities across the country, especially for our four-legged friends. So the next time you're raising a glass, make it with Tito's handmade vodka, distilled and bottled in Austin, Texas, and it is crafted to be savored responsibly.
What? I'm not hallucinating, right, Jesse? There was a little thought bubble thumbs up that came up when Tausch did that.
When he gave us
when you and I do that, nothing happens.
I asked Jesse. I said, "Hey, we're doing this differently because I'm in a more of a remote, like a legit remote spot. So my cell phone service not great. Video service is very good." I said, "Hey, just want to know because, between breaks is the video off." And Jelly's like, "Yep, you're good. And then I find out that the video's rolling the entire show. I'm basically in a Truman Show for 3 hours.
You weren't on video. Your audio.
That's not what I
coming
heard.
For some reason.
Not what I heard. There's
okay.
So I didn't realize this is Truman. And I'll Truman up and be Truman today.
I don't know why. Your audio was coming through. I apologize for that and for our YouTube streamers.
Truman.
More importantly, I was made aware of that as well by a few texts. I just was more interested in why you made the thumbs up motion with your hand, and then a little purple thumbs up appeared in the screen.
It is weird, isn't it?
I don't understand how that happens.
I appreciate when I actually do the thumbs up. Then when I'm thinking something and it's doing it, that freaks me the you-know-what out.
All right. Well, we'll freak everybody out by getting to the 10 o'clock hour at 10:14. That's next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
Victory Monday is brought to you by Palermo's Pizza, Wisconsin's hometown pizza. With delicious brands like Palermo's, Connie's, Urban Pie, and Screamin' Sicilian, Palermo's has your game day covered. Find Palermo's in your local grocer's freezer.
Crispy chicken just keeps getting better at Cousin Subs. Try our crispy chicken basket, complete with 3 white meat tenders and a regular fry, a meal made easy. And for the little ones, our kids meal comes with 2 crispy tenders, applesauce, a juice box, and cookie. Just the right size for growing appetites. Made with quality chicken and ready to enjoy in-store, online, or on the app. But hurry, these crispy favorites are only around for a limited time. Cousin Subs, we believe in better.
It's Jason Wilde from Wilde and Tausch. Upgrade your industrial supply services with Lakeland Supply, your trusted ISO certified partner for custom packaging, shipping supplies, janitorial, and safety supply solutions. With over 40 years of industry excellence, Lakeland Supply is a proven one-stop source with over 95% of their products made in the U.S., and they treat their customers like family. Personalized service with a national reach. That's what Lakeland Supply does. Visit lakelandsupply.com to discover how they can make your business better.
At Alpha Custom Apparel, we create standout corporate apparel and promotional gear that makes a lasting impression. Whether it's polos for your next conference, branded jackets for your sales team, or eye-catching giveaways for a client event, we've got you covered. We offer a concierge-like experience for businesses who want more. More customization, more creativity, more impact. From concept to delivery, we help brands big and small show up looking their best with speed, style, and attention to detail. Create with us today at alphacustomapparel.com.
The 24th annual A Novel event is coming. Sharp Literacy's yearly fundraiser will happen on October 28th from 5 to 8 p.m. at the Baird Center. Green Bay Packers all-time leading receiver and Super Bowl champion Donald Driver will be the featured guest and keynote speaker. Funds raised at A Novel event will support the delivery of Sharp's STEAM-based education program to thousands of K-3 through 5th grade students and educators across Milwaukee, Waukesha, and Racine. For tickets, visit sharpliteracy.org. You're listening to 94.5 ESPN, WKTI and WKTI HD Milwaukee, a Good Karma Brands radio station.
Sooner or later, indeed, Matt Carney. Sooner or later, we get to the 10 o'clock hour. Let's get back to your calls. You know, and this guy has been keeping track of our Bold-a-thon. He created a Twitter account for it and everything. If you pause for a moment, and maybe they don't win some of the other games, I guess, if they don't learn lessons from Cleveland and Dallas. But the person who might have been in the best shape here, because they're not trading Romeo Doubs at the deadline, might have been Tom Waddle, because they are a couple of mistakes away from being unbeaten right now. Not that far off.
Did you forget mine? What
Yes.
are you talking about?
I totally try to forget yours.
Okay.
Craig
Karmazin, no, by the way, and not to suck up to the boss, but Karmazin's is we've had 2 games blown by special teams. That's what he said. So I think Karmazin's in the lead right now.
Meanwhile, Rob Domofsky was, I believe, the first one out with Brandon McManus. Had he predicted Lucas Havrasik would be perfect, he'd have been right. Let's go to Eric in Green Bay. Eric, good morning. How are you?
Morning, doing well, guys. How you doing?
Good. What do you got?
Super.
So just a quick hitter off the bat. Yes, Craig Karmazin is right now the leader. He's not quite in the winner's circle because he said it would we would have 2 losses directly traceable to special teams. We have a loss and a tie, so he's kind of at 1.5. Had we lost yesterday with 2 missed field goals, he'd be sitting right now at 2.5, and he'd be looking pretty darn good.
Yeah.
So, right now I'd say Craig is a clear front runner.
Are you looking?
I'll dive into positive.
Are you looking to parlay this into an unpaid position with 565 analytics?
You know, we've had some a little bit of back and forth on Twitter. I think
collaboration
that might be coming down the. Absolutely, that would be that's kind of the dream job here. Yeah. So I'm as a stay-at-home dad, I work for free anyway, so I can add that to the repertoire.
All right, what are your positives? Sorry to derail you.
No, we're good. So for me, the kind of theme of the game was all about maturity. You guys kind of mentioned too with the Quay Walker incident, just right. And he was asked about it after the game, like when 2022 Quay Walker, like what would he have done? And he just like, no, man, like he knew. But the entire game, like obviously things were getting heated, they were getting contentious, and that was probably, I had a buddy over for the game last night, and that was probably the loudest. We were like, get out, get out, get out, get out. And if there was anything that seemed like it was going to derail us, like we were getting flagged a lot at the beginning of the game to begin with, but just those unnecessary drive sustaining for Pittsburgh or like drive killing penalties for us were avoided. And then I love the maturity out of Jordan Love. Like when he had that 20-plus streak of consecutive completions, I don't know how aware he was of like how much of a heater he was on, but I like that it ended with just like an incompletion at the feet. I think it was Tucker Kraft. And not trying to force something because everything at that time was getting caught. So I like to see the growth there. And then I just have one little oddity and then an observation, I guess, or a question for you guys. I kind of chuckled afterwards with seeing the reaction for all the Go Pack Go chants and, Rodgers saying that he's a silent couch, and that's pretty cool. And like, can you celebrate that and share that online, but then also be the first to complain when, like, my philosophy is, like, when you have fan bases that travel well, they're going to show up. They're going to pay a premium for the tickets. And, like, if their team's winning, I just think whether it's LaFleur or the fans complaining, like, specifically, like, the amount of, like, Honolulu Blue and Lambeau, that kind of thing just happens, right?
Yeah, look, if people are willing to pay high dollar amounts for the tickets to go see a game in an opposing stadium, again, it's hard for me to fault people for selling them. I understand the frustration that fans have, but the Packers fan base takes advantage of that themselves to do that to other stadiums. And sometimes other fans want to do that to you. So it is remarkable how much it happens with Detroit.
Great fans, passionate fans are going to travel. And then the question I had for you guys, too, is do you see this being a team with, especially with Josh Jacobs, it's always run first, establish a run, and then kind of like loosen up Jordan Love as the game goes on? With how things are working this year, I think we have enough data that it's for whatever reason, it's been harder to get Jacobs going. Do you see this potentially becoming a pass-first game? And then as the game goes on, the defense is getting worn out, and maybe we have things in hand a little bit more, leaning into Josh Jacobs, as opposed to what we've been doing with more of like a run first.
I'm going to defer to Tausch on that. What do you think? I do want to add this first before you start. I saw the halftime interview with Mike Tomlin, and he very clearly said he is speaking of Josh Jacobs, he is the linchpin of their offense. That was their main focus, was to shut him down. And they succeeded. Emmanuel Wilson, meanwhile, had some pretty productive runs as well. So how do you view that?
So, Jason, you're a man that words matter, right? You say that all the time?
I do. Mm-hmm.
Correct?
I do.
You just said, I have to defer to Tausch, but let me get this point. I just wanted to get what
Mike Tomlin had said. You're going to be the one who explains.
I understand, but you understand where I'm coming from, because you said I have to defer to you, but then you didn't defer to me.
Defer to you explaining how they can run their offense.
Don't get mad at me.
Run.
Jason, you're wrong. Jason, just say, you know what, Tausch? Yeah, I was wrong. I shouldn't have used the word defer. Anyways, Jesse, am I crazy, or is that right?
Deferring and then taking the ball seem to contradict each other.
Okay. Yeah, I'll defer, but I also would like the kick. I would like to take the ball. Yeah, that's exactly. Jesse, great job, because that's 100% correct. Yes, it's a pass-first team. Jordan Love, and with the weapons and the fact that, this guy needs this many touches. Josh Jacobs still going to be a bell cow and a workhorse. I think there might be, he was sick last week. Wilson got in there a bunch. I like this 1-2 punch. I think Emmanuel Wilson has been running hard. But when you have Tucker and you have now Watson, you have Dobbs, you have Golden, and you got Jordan Love playing at this level, yeah, you're going to be a pass-first group. And if you're asking what puts more pressure on a defense, it's that. And then you have that running game that you can lean on late in the game. I think that it's going to be more matchup based. If somebody can't stop the run, pound the run at them. And if somebody's a good defense, keep them off balance. But it's going to be Jordan Love's arm and his slew or his ensemble of receiving, tight end, whatever you want to put it. That's going to be the engine that drives this bus on its way to what you'd hope is a championship season.
Tell us about AmFam.
Hey, Jason, I'll defer to you, Jason. What do you think on that?
Tell us about AmFam so we can get to more calls.
No, Jason's mad about the deferring. I'm not going to defer. I'll defer on some things. When it comes to insurance, I am not going to. And life is better with a home policy from American Family Insurance. That's because when you feel protected, you're free to enjoy your dreams, from decorating a new nursery to hosting a family reunion in your new backyard. So insure carefully and dream fearlessly with American Family Insurance.
We'll get to more of your calls next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
This is Wilde and Tausch on 94.5 ESPN, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, and sponsored by American Family Insurance. All the antics.
Why the hell are we still doing encores? I go to the Killers, and they leave the stage. Oh, thank you, good night. Oh, I can't believe they didn't play Mr. Brightside.
All the action.
To me, it's like they have more fun under Murph, and I know winning will do that, but they won with Council too. There's something to playing for a coach that you just absolutely love.
The best of both worlds lives right here. Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. Weekday mornings from 7 to 9 on 94.5 ESPN, the ESPN Wisconsin app, and ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube.
Hi, it's Jason Wilde from Wilde and Tausch, inviting you to join me July 5th on a journey through the lovely landscapes of England, Scotland, and Wales with Colette. Take in the charm of the countryside and the history of the great cities. Imagine standing before Big Ben in London, then later gazing out from Edinburgh Castle. So rich in history, it feels like you're stepping back in time. Along the way, we'll explore the storybook villages of Chester and Shakespeare's Stratford-upon-Avon, places where every street seems to whisper a piece of history. And how about a scenic train ride through the rolling green hills that lead us right into the medieval city of York? It's all part of this incredible journey. From iconic landmarks to cozy villages, from bustling city streets to peaceful countryside views, you'll experience the very best of Britain's history, culture, and beauty, and create memories that last a lifetime. Text TRAVEL to 800-990-3776 for full details. To learn more about this amazing adventure, come to the meet and greet on Tuesday, November 4th at 6 p.m. at Buck and Honey's Monona. If you can't make it, visit ESPNMilwaukeeTravel.com to learn how you can join virtually.
Oh no, there's only seltzer left, and it's passionberry almond fruit? Who comes up with these? Kick the aluminum can to the curb and mix up a cocktail you actually want with Tito's. It tastes great, it's gluten-free, and it's available in a variety of sizes for your convenience. The flavor abilities are endless. Tito's Handmade Vodka, the official spirit of whatever you want to drink. Distilled and bottled by 5th Generation Inc., Austin, Texas. 40% alcohol by volume. Savor responsibly.
Time out on the field. Let's bring in Gina Della from Pella. What's the winning game plan this month?
Wayne, a whole house of new windows for as low as $297 a month with 0% interest for up to 60 months.
Wow, that's a drive you can sustain for years. No penalties, no extra interest.
And unlike opponents, Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin actually stops the drafts.
Don't sit on the sidelines, folks. Make your move today at PellaWI.com.
Zero restrictions apply. It's 10/31/2025.
Without an Advent clinic nearby, people suffering needlessly from chronic nasal congestion and sinus infections would be stuck with either Band-Aid or Sledgehammer solutions. Band-Aids are pills or nasal sprays, and they're not true solutions. Surgery is a sledgehammer, and that's what we're trying to avoid. Because most people don't need surgery for nose and sinus issues, nor do they want a 14-day recovery. Our unique Advent approach can, in 20 minutes in our office, open your blocked nose for good, with only 1-day recovery. I'm Advent founder Dr. Kandula. Outside of Advent's 4 walls, invasive surgery is what they'll recommend. But here you will find effective and convenient in-office solutions to help you stop the need for Band-Aids and avoid the sledgehammer.
Go to adventknows.com to schedule your appointment, because Advent knows when you breathe well, you live better. Most insurance accepted.
The UW Credit Union member Mark Tauscher here. People ask me, old T, why did you join UW Credit Union? Well, is it to keep your banking local? Is it the member first service? Great perks like early payday? Absolutely. But honestly, between us, I mean, it's Bucky. I can't say no to that face. If you love Wisconsin like I do, you just can't pay with anything else. Fandom makes us do crazy things, but this just makes sense. Become a UW Credit Union member and get your Bucky card like me. Federally insured by NCUA. Terms and conditions apply.
You're listening to Wilde and Tausch on 94.5 ESPN. Presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella at 855-PELLA-WI or visit online at PellaWI.com/radio.
Don't ever see you sober if I'm breathing. Racing to the moonlight and I'm speeding.
Let's keep rolling with your calls. 844-770-3776. That is the Carbless Talk and Text line. Lists is more. Let's go down to Atlanta and talk to Dave. Dave, good morning. Welcome to Wilde and Tausch. How you doing?
Hey, how's it going?
Good. What do you got?
Great, thank you. What do you got? Well, first of all, let me defend Jesse just a bit. He took a little heat from one of the callers. when I called an hour and 6 minutes ago, Jesse immediately gave the disclaimer. He said, hey, it's going to be a while, so let's not get down on Jesse for,
Thanks, Dave.
Yeah. The problem with being on hold for an hour and 5 minutes is all the stuff you want to talk about, you guys end up talking about it before you get to the call, right? So let me just do a couple of quick bounce offs. Jason was right on the money when he pointed out the little things that the camera showed, like when they showed Quay Walker get poked in the eye, didn't do anything. Good catch by Jason. But did you also catch when some of the melees, one of the guys who was about to go off was, of course, the great Devontae Wyatt, our other guy who likes to get kicked out of games and having problems. Kudos to a couple of the Packers who held him off because he was jumping around and about to hit somebody, and I thought, here we go. Tausch, of course, last night pointed it out. Little question with Keyshawn Nixon. I don't know. I'm not sure he's the answer on either getting kicks or even coverage. And Tausch also pointed out, and I agree, kicking. I'll tell you what, I was scared when he missed that field goal short. But the one thing I do want to mention is, speaking of camera cuts, did you notice when they were in Rodgers' face the whole time? And one of the callers pointed out, did you notice he was yelling at guys? And on the bench, somebody tried to talk to him and he was snapping at him. I thought, boy, I don't miss that. I don't miss that at all, where he's yelling at the other players and just having to make that pouty face and screaming at some guy on the bench who wanted to give him a tablet or whatever it was. So I don't miss that. And my final point, and thanks for sticking with me, is when you two guys go on Homer at night after the game, you guys cannot get trapped into him saying some stupid stuff, and then you got to argue with him for 20 minutes. Like last night, it's like Tausch was getting into it with him, and it's like talking about Southwest Airlines or something, and then Homer says, okay, Tausch, you got to go. So, yeah, half of the show is Homer coming up with stuff that you guys got to answer to. And please don't take the rat poison from Homer.
Oh, the old rat poison. Rack him.
I did not hear that portion of the post-game show.
So Dave, very wise caller, compliments Jesse, compliments Jason, compliments us, and then he kind of covered all the gambits. So a couple of things. The Keyshawn Nixon part, I think what you're going to see, what do we have, Jason, 10 days left before trade deadline, 8 days left, something like that?
A week from tomorrow.
Okay, so yeah, 8 days. You're going to hear a lot of rumblings. We need a corner. We need another guy. And I thought Valentine being out there last night, he looked good, didn't he? Made one heck of a pass breakup on one of the throws. And I don't know, what happened? Why did he get in the doghouse? Or why did he only play 3 reps a couple weeks ago? Obviously, old boy, your guy last week had a tough showing, and he didn't play hardly at all last night. That position, I can understand why Packer fans have some angst, and I'm guessing the Gutenator is going to look long and hard if there's someone available that makes sense to bring in and solidify that group, because Keyshawn struggled last night. Now, Aaron Rodgers, obviously, along with Artie Smith, right? The offensive coordinator?
Arthur Smith, yes, Arthur.
Yeah, Arthur. They looked and said, let's go after Keyshawn last night. You saw that that happened. So that would be one thing. And as far as the Southwest thing goes, Homer was basically saying, if this team doesn't make the NFC Championship game, the season's it'll be a huge disappointment. I said, well, no. Let's slow our roll here a little bit. Now, if we end up similar to last year, so I ended up getting him to switch his mind, and I said, why don't you just book a ticket? And he was raving about Southwest, and I said, if you get a ticket right now for $250, but you're committed, Or do you wait until the playoffs are done and they make it and it's $1,200 a ticket? Right now, I think it's a safe. You could feel good about the fact if you get it at a 6X denomination, you'd feel good about that opportunity because this team is favored to go to the Super Bowl from the NFC as we sit here today on the 27th of October. That was the conversation we had.
The snap counts from last night, the Packers played 63 snaps on defense. Xavier McKinney and Quay Walker played every single one of them. Carrington Valentine played 62. Keyshawn Nixon played 61. Nate Hobbs played 4.
And a couple of those were negated, right, by penalties?
I'm just
Thought I
going
read
off the
that somewhere.
sheet that has the list of snaps, and he played 4.
Physical. I'll tell you this, though. Those 4 snaps, Jason, he was physical now.
Let's get to another call. Let's go north of the border and up to Canada for our Canadian correspondent, Ricardo. Ricardo, good morning. How are you?
Man, I am on a buzz right now. I want to spread the love. Everyone should be feeling this good right now. Not only do our Packers glorious on TV, national TV, coronation, we've arrived, we're here, we're clear. Jordan Love, take your flowers, 3 touchdowns, taking the mantle. But the Blue Jays are 1-1 in the World Series, ready to take 2 out of 3 from LA to bring it back home to the Great White North. We're buzzing up here, boys. I just want to spread the love. Hopefully you guys feel as good as I do because I'm loving it right now. Let's go, Boo.
Ricardo, is he still there or did he hang up?
Oh, he's here. Yeah, he sticks around.
Who do you, as you're buzzing around up north of the border, who are you feeling better about right now as you go into Game 3 with your Blue Jays after watching Jordan Love and the Packers last night?
All the Jays. We're feeling it right now. We're feeling it. We're dogs. First time since '93 we've been in the World Series. Oh, it's destiny. It's coming home. And after we're done the champagne and partying down Front Street, then it's time to celebrate the Lambeau Trophy in February. Let's go, boys.
All right, that is Ricardo in Canada.
It's coming home.
It's also not.
I'll tell you what. Lombardi Trophy is what I think you meant to say. And that's going to be a heck of a little 6-month stretch here for Ricardo if all that happens.
Big Game 3 tonight at Chavez Ravine for his Blue Jays tied 1-1. We will get to more of your calls coming up. 844-770-3776. 844-770-3776. So if you're on hold, stay there if you want to stay on hold as long as Dave in Atlanta did. But we have opened up some spots if you were being more economical with your time and waiting for that first wave to be cleared off the calls. We've got some open lines, 844-770-3776. Right now, though, I'm going to tell you about Lakeland Supply. They've been a great partner. They jumped on board earlier this summer, and they have been wonderful. Vince and his team are great over there at Lakeland Supply. And core values are an important piece of any successful business, and Lakeland Supply is no different. They've been displaying their core values in the industrial supply space for over 40 years. Integrity, excellence, stewardship, partnership, and faith. They're ISO certified, a Future 50 winner, top rated in customer satisfaction, and they believe in giving back to the community. Lakeland isn't one of those catalog companies. They work to be your packaging and supply expert, building their plans around what you want. Lakeland Supply, in business to make your business better. So set up a free packaging and supply chain assessment at lakelandsupply.com. More of your thoughts on the Packers' win over the Steelers next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
Victory Monday is brought to you by Palermo's Pizza, Wisconsin's hometown pizza. With delicious brands like Palermo's, Connie's, Urban Pie, and Screamin' Sicilian, Palermo's has your game day covered. Find Palermo's in your local grocer's freezer. The 24th annual A Novel event is coming. Sharp Literacy's yearly fundraiser will happen on October 28th from 5 to 8 p.m. at the Baird Center. Green Bay Packers all-time leading receiver and Super Bowl champion Donald Driver will be the featured guest and keynote speaker. Funds raised at A Novel event will support the delivery of Sharp's STEAM-based education program to thousands of K-3 through 5th grade students and educators across Milwaukee, Waukesha, and Racine. For tickets, visit sharpliteracy.org. This is an ad by BetterHelp.
BetterHelp therapists have helped more than 5 million people worldwide on their mental health journeys. Moments in therapy, like the right question, a safe space to cry, or a small win can really change lives. This World Mental Health Day, we're celebrating the therapists who have helped millions of people take a step forward. If you're ready to find the right therapist for you, BetterHelp can start that journey. Our listeners get 10% off their first month. Just call or text pound 250 and say the keyword timeout. That's keyword timeout after calling or texting pound 250.
Now's the time to plan your total experience getaway to the Island Resort and Casino. With over 450 hotel rooms and a luxurious spa, relax in style before diving into non-stop casino action. Watch your favorite teams on the big screens and enjoy great food and drinks at T. McSee Sports Bar, or savor top-tier dining at Horizon Steakhouse. Then amp up your night with live music and comedy. Head to where the big game, big wins, and big fun come together. The Island Resort and Casino.
I've been to my fair share of green and gold games, and the best way to get there is with AccuTrans Group. At Good Karma Brands and ESPN Milwaukee, we use AccuTrans Group to get our partners to and from Green Bay, and it's always first class. From stadiums to concerts and tailgates, your game day fun starts the moment you step on board. Sit back, relax, and let their professional chauffeurs handle the traffic while you enjoy the ride. AccuTrans Group is Milwaukee's premier ground transportation, available 24/7 with sedans, SUVs, limos, vans, and buses. Book today at AccuTransGroup.com.
Every great team starts with a strong defense, and the same's true in business. That's why companies trust Trend Micro for cybersecurity. From ransomware to phishing to the most advanced cyber threats, they help protect your network, your data, and your people. With over 35 years of expertise, Trend Micro has built a defensive playbook trusted by enterprises worldwide. Your business works too hard to get blindsided. Go to trendmicro.com and see how enterprise security is done right. That's trendmicro.com.
Life's better with Drive My Way from American Family Insurance, because we know it's more than just a car. It's your escape pod, your adventure mobile, your memory maker. And we help protect the dreams that drive you. Personalize what you pay for auto insurance and you could save between 5 and 20%. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. Unsafe driving behaviors may increase your rate. Visit amfam.com to learn more. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Craving that crispy, cheesy, thick Detroit-style pizza? Well, now you got it with Screamin' Sicilian. Screamin' Sicilian delivers the crunch, the gooey cheese pull, and that light, airy crust that you love, all baked in its own pan for those crave-worthy caramelized edges straight from your home oven. You got the cheese, the pepperoni, multi-meat, or supreme. It's like dining out, but without the hefty bill. Find Screamin' Sicilian in your local grocer's freezer section. Screamin' Sicilian, Detroit style, thick, crispy, unapologetically screamin'.
Homer here. Whether you're cheering from the stands or watching the game from your backyard, every fan knows great moments deserve great vibes. Swing into Higher Love Cannabis Company in Menominee, Michigan. Just across the Wisconsin border, they offer a full line of high-quality, clean-grain, certified CBD products designed to help you relax, recover, and recharge no matter the season. Higher Love is organically grown, locally owned, and proudly one of the best in the Midwest. Visit them in Menominee or explore the full CBD lineup at findhigherlove.com/CBD.
This is Wilde and Tausch on 94.5 ESPN. Sponsored by American Family Insurance. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Eight 844-770-3776. Ask and ye shall receive. Well, we got lots of calls again. So thank you to everybody who took that cue to call. Let's start in Pennsylvania, which I think is where the game was played last night. And this guy was there. It is Dave in Pennsylvania. Dave, good morning. Tell us all about your experience chanting Go Pack Go and making Aaron Rodgers go to a silent count in his own stadium.
Good morning, guys. Happy Victory Monday. Yeah, it was a pretty awesome experience. Tons of green and gold there, and there were a lot of third. It was funny when the Steelers were running third down. It was loud, and it was just, he had to use a silent count, like he said. So definitely a better experience than in going to Philadelphia. But
so you went to the playoff game in Philadelphia last year?
I went there last year also, yeah. Yeah, Pittsburgh fans are a lot more friendly.
Yeah, and better results, too.
Yeah, for sure. My positive is I kind of like the fact that, they're showing some resiliency. I mean, I wish they wouldn't get in that situation where it's like, you got to play catch up and you're behind the 8 ball or whatever, but would like them to start out and not get behind like that. My negative was I had a great experience. Oh, and the other thing too, it was kind of funny when I went to get a drink before the game. The price was $12.65. So I thought, oh, that's pretty good, Edmund. But my negative was so I had seats in the 20, and when they screwed up, or when they came out at halftime, they screwed up the direction that the teams were going. So I should have been able to see. The Packers went the same way in the second quarter and the third quarter. So in the fourth quarter, when they scored 3 touchdowns, it should have been right in front of me. But they were playing in the other end zone. So, but it was a good experience overall.
What? How do you screw that up?
I don't know. I mean, that's the officiating was bad, but you would think that would be something that would be so simple to not mess up. So it was a good experience, great game, had a good time.
Hey, Dave, before you go, how sweet was Renegade?
It was awesome. Yeah, I thought they were going to play it they played it early in the fourth. I thought they were going to play it before the fourth, but no, it was great. Everyone stands up waving their towels, and probably one of my more fun stadium experiences.
Awesome.
Dave, thanks for the call, and thanks for the boots-on-the-ground report on what it was like in the stadium. That's awesome. Thank you.
Thank you. Have a good day, guys.
Let's keep rolling with the calls. I think these next 2 guys also called in very, very, very early, and then we have Mike in Sheboygan, John in Merritt Island, Florida, and Ron in Oak Creek, who are our later additions. So let's get these 2 guys their chances. Let's start with Mike in Texas. Mike, how long have you been on hold?
Let's see. My phone says an hour and 14 minutes.
All right, there you go. Appreciate your loyalty. What do you got?
Yeah.
So my positive was seeing Rodgers start smiling as he was running up to Love. That actually gave me a warm feeling, gave me some chills. He was excited. He just lost. He got destroyed, and he got outplayed, and he was excited to see Love. So that was really cool.
I agree. There seemed to be some resignation there that the Packers are better and that Jordan Love was a lot better. I mean, Rodgers even said, and I'm not used to seeing this, Mike, but I got the quote sheets from my guy Bert, and the first thing somebody asks him what his feelings were. How do you describe your emotions right now? Disappointed. Disappointed that I didn't play better, that we didn't play better, especially in the second half. I'm not sure how many times over the years I heard him say, disappointed that I didn't play better. So that was interesting to see.
Growth.
Continue.
And so a negative is that someone got the year wrong, but 6 pieces of 8. It was released in 1978, not 1979. Someone got that wrong.
We'll pass that along to Mike Tirico.
Okay.
Wait, you waited, Mike, did you wait an hour and 14 minutes to tell us that they got the year of Renegade wrong?
So, I listened on YouTube, but hey, I just call in. I'm still working, So
okay. So you used all your best stuff in the YouTube chat?
Yeah, I guess so.
Okay. All right. Well, thanks for the call. We appreciate it. And it allows us to move on to our next call rather quickly. Let's get to Jamon in Dallas. Jamon, I don't know if you're in the YouTube chat or not, but if you've saved some of your best stuff for your call, let us know. What do you got? Jamon?
We are not hearing him. And I didn't mess it up. All right, he's gone.
All right,
Have him call
that's
back.
a long time. You can fast pass him if we get him back.
Call back, Jamon.
In the ESPN Madison YouTube chat, Tarico also called Rashawn Gary Khalil Mack last night. I must have missed that as well. So we all make mistakes.
Working on those NBA games.
We kind of, Jason, we've kind of poo-pooed. We haven't really even mentioned. Rashawn Gary had 2 sacks last night, right?
He had 1 for sure. Let me double check that. Final
I think he had 2.
Defensively, 2 sacks. 2 sacks. Yes, sir.
Yeah. I thought he had 2. And obviously, Devontae Wyatt being back and the Micah Parsons, effect. And I thought, you guys are getting after Tarico a little bit about being wrong on a couple things. I thought it was really good that when him and Collinsworth kind of got through that, where they showed moving Micah around and kind of lining him up. I think Rodgers, analyzed that properly in the fact that really rattled him.
Totally.
And it was not, they blocked him up okay on those. He got squirrely and moved out of the pocket earlier than he needed to. And it was, I thought, really interesting that was brought up because it shows you how much in his mind Aaron Rodgers had to account for number 1. We always hear it, but it was very visual last night on how much so, because even when they blocked him, he was affecting things. He forced, Rashawn Gary doesn't get that 1 sack. If Rodgers didn't get happy to jump, he got jumpy earlier than he needed to. And that led to 1 of his sacks.
Yeah, I thought it was interesting, to your point, Tarico and Collinsworth, what they were saying was basically, and it's a little bit similar to getting your eyes down and watching the rush instead of looking at your receivers.
Yep.
Not exactly the same. But he was constantly, and this is what you talk about all the time about the target guy, the bullseye guy. He was constantly looking for where number 1 was. And while they seem to have a very positive interplay between the two of them, he was worried about him in the entire second half. Like
100%.
And every time he lined up in the A gaps and then kind of had like his choice of where to run through, it was like he wasn't sure where he was going to be coming from. And he certainly wasn't trusting his guys to get the protection done against him. So that was, I thought that was,
by the way,
very evident.
That is an offensive line. You want Micah back there. I don't want him coming off the edge, right? I want him where you have 3-4 different options and a running back can stand to help. But that does give, the Rashawn Garys and, other guys. Enigbare made a great play on that run. You keep seeing the effects and guys understanding how much attention he's going to get is going to give me a bunch of great looks that in the past maybe I hadn't gotten. Last night that showed itself in a big way, and I think Rashawn Gary got his second, what is he now, 7 or 8 sacks on the season?
7.5 on the season. 7.5
yeah.
on the season.
So he's seeing it, and he's getting the positive vibes from what Micah does to opposing offenses.
According to the latest National Football League statistics, the leader in sacks in the National Football League, Brian Burns, not of Morgan Murphy Media, but of the New York Giants, and Myles Garrett, they each have 10 sacks. The only other people with more sacks are Byron Young and Nick Bonito of Denver.
Bonito.
9 and 8.
So didn't Myles Garrett have 5? He had 5 sacks yesterday.
He's got, I've got the totals. He's got 10 on the year. Rashawn Gary was 7.5. Micah Parsons was 6.5. They are 5th and 6th in the league right now in sacks. Meanwhile, as you said earlier in the show, did TJ Watt play last night? Because the one thing I saw him do was, well, I'm just quoting you, but he had a pressure on Jordan Love on the touchdown to Tucker Kraft, and Jordan Love with the sidearm throw. That's the kind of stuff that when you can throw off different arm angles and platforms, that makes a huge difference. Because
by the way, that pressure was also a screen pass. So Tucker didn't do a great job of getting a ton on him. I think that's the one you're talking about, where Tucker kind of veered out to the right and Jordan did the little underneath. I think it was underneath his arm. Mm-hmm. That was one where that was a chip go. Let TJ get up the field. Now he did pressure him, and I thought TJ Watt got away with a couple of late hits last night too. If it was John Johnson hitting Jordan late, he's getting flagged. But it was TJ Watt, and he didn't. There was one that I thought borderline egregious that didn't get called. So take that for what it's worth.
They did get him for a face mask on Zach Tom when he put his hand into Zach Tom's face mask. All right, we need to get to more of your calls.
Jesse, what were you chiming in there? You see Jesse pulled the camera up. What? Jesse had something he was chomping. What was it?
You guys of all people, I thought when Rashawn Gary got his 7th sack, he did the 6-7 celebration, and that's
so childish.
I think because he got his 6th and 7th sack, so that makes sense. He was celebrating.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
A lot of Halloween costumes with 6-7 in it too. It's a lot of Halloween costumes. What do we make? I saw there's a bunch of this on Twitter that Keanu Benton and TJ Watt didn't say the University of Wisconsin, and I missed that. I have to be honest. I didn't see it. I don't love that if that is true.
Did
Jesse, did you see it? Because I didn't.
I only saw, I was kind of walking from one room to the other when they were doing the intros. I heard Keanu Benton say Janesville Craig High School, which I thought was kind of cool. I was like, they're playing the Packers, so he wanted to shout out his high school. Well, they're like, maybe that's why.
Okay.
That's how I interpret it. And then I saw the backlash on Twitter where it was, they didn't want to say they were from Wisconsin. Clearly, I'm like, I didn't think of it that way.
I'm not going to be judgmental on that then. Okay.
Okay, I'll do a fact check on that, and sign into NFL Plus and see if that's the case. But I need to tell you about Associated Bank before I do that. We're doing our 3 things to watch on our social channels before every game, but Associated Bank's so much more than just a great partner. They're the bank of the Packers. Since 1919, they were there when the team began. And from that moment on, they've had great customer service. They've got the awards to prove it. Plus, they're Packers checking, they're Badgers checking, and they're Brewers checking. But more importantly, whether it's early pay, access to your direct deposit up to 2 days early, credit monitoring, which comes in handy when you have a big purchase you want to make, or fraud protection, which we all need, they've got you covered. So go to AssociatedBank.com to find out more. I see J-Mon is back. We will get to his call next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
Victory Monday is brought to you by Palermo's Pizza, Wisconsin's hometown pizza. With delicious brands like Palermo's, Connie's, Urban Pie, and Screamin' Sicilian, Palermo's has your game day covered. Find Palermo's in your local grocer's freezer. The Homer Hour with special guests every day from 5 to 6.
You can win a Super Bowl with Jordan Love. You can.
The best 60 minutes of your day happens on the Homer Hour.
But you have to recognize in various situations he can make incredibly dumb plays, so you might have to limit him in some of those. It doesn't happen that often.
Weekday afternoons from 5 to 6 on 94.5 ESPN, the ESPN Wisconsin app, and ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube.
Timeout on the field. Let's bring in Gina Della from Pella. What's the winning game plan this month?
Wayne, a whole house of new windows for as low as $297 a month with 0% interest for up to 60 months.
Wow, that's a drive you can sustain for years. No penalties, no extra interest.
And unlike opponents, Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin actually stops the drafts.
Don't sit on the sidelines, folks. Make your move today at PellaWI.com.
Restrictions apply. It's 10/31/2025. UW Credit Union presents the Student Athlete of the Week, supporting local student athletes as they grow on the field, in the classroom, and in the community. UW Credit Union is here for every you. Learn more at uwcu.org.
With your UW Credit Union Student Athlete of the Week, I'm Will Summers. This week's UW Credit Union Student Athlete of the Week is Muskego senior running back Jackson Nemec. In a rivalry showdown with Mukwonago, Nemec scored 4 first-half touchdowns, 2 on the ground, 1 on a 46-yard catch and run, and 1 on a punt return to give Muskego a 35-0 lead at the break. The Warriors would go on to win 38-21, clinching an outright Classic 8 conference title for the first time since 2022. That monster night only adds to a dominant senior campaign. Coming into Week 9, Nemec was averaging nearly 11 yards per carry on just 65 attempts with 8 touchdowns on the ground, and has emerged as the team's leading receiver as well. Nemec's terrific season thus far has garnered the attention of Division I football programs. Congratulations to Muskego's Jackson Nemec, this week's UW Credit Union Student Athlete of the Week.
My husband's an animal in bed.
Well, you know.
Not in the fun way. Think warthog. With a chainsaw.
Snoring and sleep apnea affect over 90 million people, and 1 out of 4 couples sleep in separate rooms. Advent can help. We've been Milwaukee's one-stop solution for nasal congestion, snoring, and sleep apnea for over 20 years. Unlike many other practices, we focus exclusively on these conditions, so you get comprehensive care under one roof. Advent's unique approach can help you breathe and sleep better, and many avoid a CPAP. Plus, most insurance is accepted for our effective 20-minute in-office treatments.
Hey, the only animal you want in your bed is your dog.
Advent. Sleep better. Sleep together. Learn how you can improve your life at adventknows.com.
The new Piggly Wiggly Pig Points program is here, and earning rewards just got easier. Now you'll earn 10 pig points for every $1 you spend, and redeem those points on your favorite products right in the store. It's simple, it's rewarding, and it's all right here at your neighborhood Piggly Wiggly. So shop more, earn more, and save more, only at Piggly Wiggly. Sign up today at shopthepig.com.
Piggly Wiggly, shop the pig.
The delicious taste of victory deserves something equally superior. Cheer on your team with Michelob Ultra. At 2.6 carbs and 95 calories, it's a superior, smooth taste worth playing for. Grab a Michelob Ultra, superior light beer, as you cheer your team on. Michelob Ultra, official beer sponsor of the Milwaukee Bucks. Enjoy a Michelob Ultra at Dugout 54 Milwaukee, Maxwell's in Cedarburg, Steny Lake Country, and Brat Stop in Kenosha. Please enjoy responsibly.
You're listening to Wilde and Tausch on 94.5 ESPN. Presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin and sponsored by American Family Insurance.
We'll get back to your calls as Lance points out in the ESPN Milwaukee chat. Herbig did not say anything because he did not start. He's behind Alex Highsmith. Also, Trenton, who says, TJ said Pewaukee High School, you baboons. He actually just said Pewaukee. He did not say Pewaukee High School, if you're going to call us baboons. Words matter. Meanwhile, Keanu Benton.
I'll defer to you on that.
Meanwhile,
Jason.
Keanu Benton said Janesville Craig High School in his appearance. All right, let's get back to your calls.
And Jason, just for the record, we didn't say. I just said I thought it was interesting, and people were saying, if you want to shout out your high school, go for it. But I think the implication was, times are a little tough here. That's Scotty. I think we can all agree on that. And that was the implication. I didn't say it. I literally just asked a question for the record.
I did not. I somehow missed the defensive announcements. Secondly, it never crossed my mind that they would choose to shout out their high schools. Aaron Rodgers, I saw when they announced the offense, he said Chico, California. So I don't know if we're switching to hometowns and not affiliated with any schools.
Y'all got beat Friday night, so they're probably,
When do you record those?
Beginning of the year.
Beginning of the season. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So it's not like they did it yesterday or Saturday. Like they do it way back when.
I would, yeah. Yep.
All right, let's get back to the phones, and let's try Jamon again in Dallas. Jesse probably just hung up on him. Jamon, good morning. How are you?
I'm good. How you guys doing?
Good. Good to have you back. What do you got for us, bud?
Negative, positive, stuff positive. Tigers got the win against Aaron Rodgers. Victory Monday, always a positive. Another positive, kind of me and Tausch touched on it last week, making sure just Jordan Love gets Tucker Kraft the ball. And, I mean, maybe he heard, maybe he listened to the show. I'm not sure how much of a fan of the show he is. But
Big fan. Huge.
Yesterday, he definitely took our words and using his advice, getting Tucker Kraft the ball. Another positive, Christian Watson. Glad to see that he comes back after injury. Had a nice game. Another positive, Emmanuel Wilson. I mean, Josh Jacobs, I'm not sure what he's dealing with, but to be able to have Emmanuel come in and still take up control of the game, and the line was doing well. It wasn't our best offensive game, which is something we kind of been waiting on, but it's definitely a great step. Definitely when Jordan Love can get clicking like he was yesterday.
Emmanuel Wilson, by the way, I'm glad you brought him up, and then I'll let you finish. 11 carries, 61 yards. He averaged 5.5 yards a carry, and in a game where Josh Jacobs had 13 carries for 33 yards, that was huge.
And catching a few passes out the backfield. So, yeah, he definitely left his mark on the field. Only negative I could say from all of that, and it is something I haven't heard. Maybe it started a little buzz around Green Bay. We drafted a guy. He was supposed to be our number one receiver, and he's not looking like a number one receiver right now. I'm not saying like as he's playing, but way he's fitting in the system, he doesn't. I don't know. Well, there was a little talk. I don't think this was our number one draft pick. I don't think this is who Goody really wanted, and I think it's showing. I don't think we needed to draft the receiver first round because, I mean, we're not even using him as a first-round receiver. Like I said last week, and I mentioned it again, in Texas, he didn't run bubble screens and wide screens to the right and little receivers. He didn't do that. Like the statistic that came out from Pro Football is that he gets his, open, he gets downfield. We're not using him to his ability. I don't even know why we drafted him at this point. We probably could have drafted another DB because the way that we're looking on defense with the corners is not good. Keyshawn Nixon giving up on deep balls is ridiculous. It's the second time doing it. He did it against the Cowboys. He did it last night. I mean, if you want to be a number one receiver, number one corner, you have to play like a number one corner, not just the first 2 games of the season, and then the rest of the season you're taking taking a break or a back seat. You have to be the number one guy all the time. You got to be in everybody's face the whole play. Only negatives I have, great game by the GNG. Ready for next week. Go, Pack, go.
Thanks for the call, Jamon. We appreciate you.
Pretty tough on Golden there, in my opinion. I think he's a young player, and we've went through, and Jason, you did a great job kind of going through all the great wideouts we've had here. How many of them had great rookie seasons? And the answer is not many, right? The answer is not many. They've come on late in the season. Devontae did it. Other guys have done it. But if you're banking on a rookie receiver being your bell cow, you're going to be disappointed. Let this kid just keep growing. He's probably going to get frustrated because I'm sure there's a lot of fans that feel a little bit like what Jamon just said. I'm not there. I think he is somebody, he's shown flashes. And Homer, of all people, said you judge a rookie by what they do at their best, not at their worst. I think that's a really smart observation from Steve the Homer True. And I think we've seen at his best, he's the real deal. Is he consistent? And at that point, in this where he's at, Green Bay don't need him to be that guy right now. So I would slow my roll a little bit on the negativity with Matthew Golden. That would be my point.
Yeah, that is the Homer rule of young players. He's had that for a really long time, and I would definitely apply that to Matthew Golden.
Who he stole that from? Homer didn't come up with that on his own, did he?
Teteroa McMillan, meanwhile, has 37 catches for 512 yards and 2 touchdowns for the Carolina Panthers. Emeka Abuka.
He's a beast.
34 catches, 562 yards, 5 touchdowns.
Yeah.
But I would argue that those offenses more desperately needed those guys to come in, and they were higher picks, I get, too, but they needed those guys to come in and have that kind of impact right away.
Well, yeah, Jason, I mean, Godwin and Evans have been hurt for a big chunk of the season. It's about opportunity, and, yeah, if you're forced into it, that usually means you're not very good as a team. Now, Tampa's good, not great. They're good. But if Matthew Golden needed to be Sterling Sharp, we're going to be in trouble. And fortunately, he hasn't needed to be that yet. Now, I think you start adding him in along with everybody else. And the beautiful part of this ensemble deal, and now that Tucker Kraft is emerging as Jennifer Aniston, these other guys are going to have to go hunting. Gunter and Ross and that whole crew, nobody's handing them coffee. Rachel gets coffee handed to her, lattes and everything else. These cats got to go hunt that. They got to go get the beans. They got to grind them, and they got to make their own coffee. Tucker is sitting on the couch, and they're shoveling him coffee. That's how it should be.
If I am reading Jesse's 5-pick power play correctly, he made 5 selections on Prize Picks. TJ Watt less than 0.75 sacks. He got that one.
Win. Yep.
Aaron Rodgers less than 1/2 of an interception. He got that one.
Win.
Aaron Rodgers more than 220.5 passing yards.
One hurt.
Aaron Rodgers finished with 219.
No.
He missed it by 2 yards. Yeah.
Christian Watson, less than 1.5 receptions.
Loss.
But he did win your sleeper for you.
So that's a win.
And Josh Jacobs, more than 69.5 rushing yards.
We're going to stop picking Josh Jacobs rushing yards until December, I think. We need a break from that one.
So if you get 2 out of 5 in your 5-pick power play, Jesse, what does that pay out for you?
$0 coming back my way, but it was fun.
Good to be right, and sometimes you're not. On Prize.
Well, we tried to tell you Jordan Love more. I know Jason and I think we both agreed more on Jordan Love on Friday. We thought he'd have a big day. Tucker Kraft more, but it is fun to be right, but it's also fun to have your sports opinions. Which players are going to go off? Which ones are overhyped? Prize Picks lets you do it, and you can have fun, and it's simple. 60 seconds, you can turn your takes into cash all season long on Prize Picks. It's simple to play. Pick more or less on at least 2 player stat projections. If you want flexibility, choose Flex Play. You get paid even if one of your picks misses. You don't get paid if 3 of your picks miss, but if you miss one, you can also go big. Go with the power play. That's where you can make it big. Prize Picks that won't count that as a lot. Prize Picks will also, they have withdrawals. They're fast, safe, and secure. They use Venmo, Apple Pay, MasterCard, and more. Join millions of users. Sign up for America's #1 daily fantasy sports app. Download the Prize Picks app today. Use that code WI. You get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. Again, that is code WI for Prize Picks. Use it and get in $50 for your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks. It's good
to be right, which you weren't.
Yes.
Why didn't you play Rodgers? Or why didn't you play Love, I mean, when we both agreed on that one? I thought that's your rule. If we agree, you play it no matter what.
Yeah, Jay. Come on, Joe.
I just thought I had a feeling it wasn't going to go as well. And
Can you guys help me on...
It was Ashton, actually.
Oh.
That was Ashton. Oh, my. You just called Hunter Ashton. Wow.
I saw him from the back.
If he got that 2-point conversion, would those 2 yards have counted? and then push Jesse over the top to win?
I don't think so.
I don't
think
either,
those
but I
count
need
as
probably
yardage.
some clarification. Okay, all right.
I mean, he's throwing for yardage. I would say should count.
Yeah, I don't know the rules on that.
But you still would have lost, right? Even if you get 3 out of 5,
Yeah,
you still don't win.
Well, 3 out of 5.
Yeah, you gotta get 4 out of 5.
I did the flex play, so I would have returned, I think, like 0.4 on the investment. So it would have been I wouldn't have received back what I wagered.
All right. Well,
so it's a loss.
Yes.
Yes.
We have more calls and more texts to get to, so while I would love to discuss further your losses on Prize Picks, we need to get to the 11 o'clock hour. We'll do that in 2 minutes. It's Wilde and Tausch.
Don't go anywhere. Another hour of Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella.
Victory Monday is brought to you by Palermo's Pizza, Wisconsin's hometown pizza. With delicious brands like Palermo's, Connie's, Urban Pie, and Screamin' Sicilian, Palermo's has your game day covered. Find Palermo's in your local grocer's freezer.
Your neighbors are talking. Did you see their siding? Yikes. That drafty window? It's basically air conditioning. From nature. Don't be the scary house on the block this fall. Call Exterior Pros and Baths and get $3,000 off your roofing, siding, windows, or bath project. No tricks, just treats. That's 262-800-4274 or click your way to extpros.com. Fall in love with your home again. Trust the pros.
Did you forget the first day of school is this week and little Nancy still needs her name embroidered on her backpack? Or the company shirts are due now, not next week? Maybe the boss just declared Steve's retirement party is today and the shirts are mandatory? Whatever the rush, Big Frog Custom T-shirts and more in Mequon has got you covered. With fast turnarounds, no minimums, eco-friendly printing, and high-quality custom apparel, Big Frog brings your custom ideas to life fast. Stop by Big Frog in Mequon or visit bigfrog.com/Mequon. Big Frog Custom T-shirts and more, where your ideas leap to life.
The 24th annual A Novel event is coming. Sharp Literacy's yearly fundraiser will happen on October 28th from 5 to 8 p.m. at the Baird Center. Green Bay Packers all-time leading receiver and Super Bowl champion Donald Driver will be the featured guest and keynote speaker. Funds raised at A Novel event will support the delivery of Sharp's STEAM-based education program to thousands of K-3 through 5th grade students and educators across Milwaukee, Waukesha, and Racine. For tickets, visit sharpliteracy.org. This is an ad by BetterHelp.
BetterHelp therapists have helped more than 5 million people worldwide on their mental health journeys. Moments in therapy, like the right question, a safe space to cry, or a small win can really change lives. This World Mental Health Day, we're celebrating the therapists who have helped millions of people take a step forward. If you're ready to find the right therapist for you, BetterHelp can start that journey. Our listeners get 10% off their first month. Just call or text pound 250 and say the keyword timeout. That's keyword timeout after calling or texting pound 250.
Tune in to KBN every day at 2 o'clock. Kyle Bruston Nortman. 94.5 ESPN is WKTI and WKTI HD, Milwaukee.
A locally owned Good Karma brand station.
The 11 o'clock hour of Wilde and Tausch begins now. Let's get to 2 more calls, and then we'll check out some of the texts on the Carbless Talkin' text line, 844-770-3776. Let's go down to Merritt Island, Florida, which I'm not sure where that is. Tausch, have you ever been there?
I haven't. Is that by Marco Island? They both begin with M's. They do that alphabetically. I'll be curious to find out. Ahmad Merritt. Remember Ahmad Merritt?
I do.
Number 1, wideout.
Is there a basketball player whose last name was Merritt, too, for the Badgers? John, good morning. Welcome to Wilde and Tausch. How are things on Merritt Island?
Merritt Island is located at the Space Coast. So,
Cape Canaveral.
Cape Canaveral, yep.
Cocoa Beach
literally
region?
So Cocoa Beach is right across the river from us. So you got Cocoa to the west, then you got the Indian River, then you got Merritt Island, then you got the Banana River, then you got Cocoa Beach and Cape Canaveral.
Yeah. We went on a trip there. That's a really fun area. We enjoyed that a lot, and we enjoyed the Space Center.
Is that by Stratford of Avon? Is that near there, Stratford of Avon?
No, it's by the medieval city of York, though. John, what do you got?
A couple of questions. First of all, with them bringing Brandon McManus back, I felt as cautious as they were with him that he would have made those kicks that I think he normally would have made last night.
Mm-hmm.
So do you think they brought him back too early? And what do you think is the future of Lucas Haversick?
So, and I know you've got multiple questions, so let's answer that one, and then you can ask your next one. What I would say, as much as I'd like to defer to Tausch, is that Tausch's point earlier about feeling pipped was at play here. I think probably Brandon McManus pushed to be back. He pushed to kick on Thursday in practice. I'm not saying he was worried about Haversick taking his job per se, because I don't think that was what's going to happen. But to Tausch's point about always kind of looking over your shoulder, I think for as cautious as they were, he convinced them to let him come back early based on how it looked. And the way LaFleur answered the question from Pete Doherty after the game that they have to reevaluate what they did there, that tells me that they weren't maybe 100% in on him kicking, and they maybe let him sway that, kind of like Zach Tom swayed them to play him in Cleveland and then lasted one snap. John, what else you got?
Yeah, makes sense. Do you see the Packers doing anything before the trade deadline? In other words, do you see them making a trade? Do you see them picking up anybody, letting anybody go, trading anybody? What do you see?
Tausch, you're the one trading for Deion Sanders. I'll let you take that one.
Yeah, if we can get Deion, I don't think we're going to see a lot. Obviously, Green Bay loves draft picks. We know that. They gave up a couple, and I thought if there was anybody that you could trade to get value of that you don't need, you're not going to get a second or third round pick. You want that player on your team because you're chasing a championship. So, there were people saying, well, what about Musgrave, or what about, I don't even know who else they'd even put on the trade. Haversick. If you can get a 6th or 7th for Haversick and you knew McManus was back being healthy, I'm all in on doing that. You're not going to get that. And you don't know, I don't think you're going to have the luxury of knowing he's healthy before the trade deadline. So I'd love to see them go out and pick up a veteran corner that you feel like can help you. But I don't think Goody is going to be overly aggressive here. I think he kind of went out there and he spent his payload on Micah. And I don't think he's going to give up a ton more for anyone that you'd think is going to be a monster impact player. Even though I do think the defensive backfield room could use an injection of someone new. But I don't know if there's anybody on this roster that I'd feel in the past, if this season had gotten away and we were 2-5, maybe you could look at Sheed Walker or guys that you're not going to sign. But you have to remember, these guys are going to get paid, and you're going to get in that compensatory pool probably this is going to be a big-time compensatory draft season for the Green Bay Packers, if indeed they don't make any of these trades.
John, thanks for the call. We appreciate it. I'm looking
Jason, do you agree, or do you think that there's anybody that they could shop?
So I think Goody would love to have more picks, but what he'd love to have more of is more Super Bowl trophies. So I don't think that, as much as he'd like to recoup some draft capital, I mean, Rashawn Gary has 7.5 sacks. Do you really want to save next year's salary by trading away a guy that's getting after the quarterback that way? No. Do you really want to trade?
Trade him in the offseason.
Do you really
if you want to?
Yeah, and do you really want to trade? I understand Romeo Doubs had a drop yesterday or whatever else, but Romeo Doubs has been Love's security blanket on third down. That's where he's looking first. So you're not That prediction, which I never really thought, that's why I thought it was bold. I never thought they were going to trade him. I have always thought that they are going to let him sign elsewhere after the season. And maybe that'll prove out to be wrong, too. It very well could be. Matt Bowen, our buddy and your former teammate, member of the 2000 draft class, taken one pick before Tom Brady or one pick after?
He's in that category, yeah. I think so. I think you're right.
ESPN did the top 25 rankings of best available players potentially available at the trade deadline. The cornerbacks that are on their list, in case you're curious, Reek Woolen from the Seattle Seahawks is number 4. Alante Taylor, whose game I am unfamiliar with, of the New Orleans Saints, is number 9. Michael Carter II of the Jets is number 12. Roger McCreary. Do you recognize these names?
Carter.
Yes.
I mean, I've heard of a lot of Carters, so yeah.
Roger McCreary of the Tennessee Titans, number 14. Those are the tight ends, cornerbacks. I just went past the tight end. Kingsley Enagbare is the one Packer on this list. Also from the Bengals, Cam Taylor-Britt is number 20. He's a corner as well, right in front of your guy, Kirk Cousins, who it didn't look like things went very well for him.
No.
Falcons are in it.
No, the Vikings are going to have to go back to McCarthy, because now I think they see that the season it may be slipping. They need to find out what they got with him. So I don't think we'll see what happens. I still think they need to if they want to salvage this season, even though Kirk Cousins obviously struggling, I still think that would be what I would do, but we shall see. So if I'm Green Bay, what you're looking for here is teams that are beaten into the dirt and maybe will give you something that you normally wouldn't get. Tennessee, the Jets,
right. Cincinnati-ish.
Miami, maybe Cleveland. Just start snooping around and saying, what do you guys got over there? What do you think? Can we make something happen? But it just feels like, Green Bay's been in conversations. They've made big moves. They haven't. And it feels like this is going to be the group that they're going with. And don't trade guys that are impact players. If you're going to do that, let's finish the season up. And if you want to trade Rashawn Gary at the trade during the offseason this year to recoup some picks, all right. But don't think about doing things like that during the season right now. I would not.
All right, let's take one last call. Let's go to Ron in Oak Creek. Ron, thanks for holding on. Good morning. Welcome to Wilde and Tausch. What do you got?
Good morning, Jason. D. Orlando Ledbetter said back at you. I told him you said hello when I passed on the phone.
Love D-Led. Thank you for passing that along.
Well, we try. Long-time listener, obviously. You guys got a great show this morning. Couple of things. There's a little shift in the NFL. They're going more from the running to the passing. Look at Philly. They're not running Saquon as much, like we're not running Josh, but Jalen Hurts is throwing a lot more, and I just think that's a little bit more shift because the teams have made corrections to last year, and they're making sure they're going to load the box. You're going to have to beat them with the pass. They didn't know if we could do that, and I think we showed them last night that we could do that. To Tausch, I wrote this down. Hafley was sitting in that box like Dave Roberts at the end of the game last night. He was sitting.
That's good. That's good.
I wrote that one down. Yes, he was. You know what I'm saying, Tausch. He was looking pretty damn relaxed. And I want to say, for the booty head, our team is stacked. You look at that wide receiver room, the way we're blocking. Man, Watson was blocking his behind off yesterday. And we still got Reed to come back. And Matthew Golden is just waiting his turn when he gets an opportunity. But I got to say, the schemes were open. There were 2 or 3 guys open when we hit passes. You look back and go, oh, man, look at Golden. Look at this. It was a hell of a good. It was just a real all-around good game. And all the haters that want to talk about LaFleur or want to talk about Love and all of that, what you saying now? I thought they put it together yesterday, and I was glad they got behind because it showed to come back what it takes to do it. And I think that, it's a blend. It's a blend of passing and running. But yeah, the way the NFL is going, if they stop the run, you got to come back with your passing game, and that's going to make it better when the weather gets cold. So I'm very happy this morning.
Ron, great call. We appreciate your loyalty, buddy. That was awesome. A couple things that he said there. First of all, there are a lot of LaFleur haters. And I thought for as magnificent as Love was, I thought Matt LaFleur had a really good game last night, too, in the second half. I thought there were, to Ron's point, I thought there were guys schemed open that were, there was a one play where I want to say Golden, like Love had his choice of open receivers. And that doesn't discount how well he played, but it does help when you have some options and you're not constantly under duress and everybody's covered and you're putting the ball in harm's way. So there was one play where Golden was clearly open, but the other guy, I think it was Kraft on that play that he threw it to, was also open. I still am curious what and I understand you're constantly evolving, but I am curious what their offense down the stretch, December into January, is going to look like. I'm super, how much is Golden? You're going to get Reed back. Now you've got Watson back in the lineup, and Watson was, he caught all 4 balls that were thrown his way. He averaged 21.3 yards per catch, and that's with his first catch being a 5-yard reception. He was a difference maker last night too. So there's a lot of reasons to be excited about the offense.
Jason, you've covered this team for 30 years. And you get into the stories, and you understand these guys probably as well as anybody from the outside. Jaden Reed coming back. Matthew Golden, I believe, probably is going to start getting a little bit irritated that he's not getting the looks and the thoughts. Who's going to be the odd man out that's just left out? If you had to make a prediction.
Yeah, that's a good question. Because Golden has said all the right things, but he wants to be more involved, right? I also, I didn't watch him at Texas, but I have a few people that are either from Texas or Longhorns fans that have commented in the YouTube chat that basically said, this is not how he, and I think we had a caller earlier say it too, this is not how he was used at Texas. So, again, I don't know what that's going to look like. And good problems to have are still problems.
I think the answer is going to be Jaden Reed.
I don't know. Jaden Reed, for the first 2 games, was their most reliable player until he got hurt in that second game. You're right. I don't know what it's going to look like.
It is going to be a really tough juggle for LaFleur. It's going to be tough. You think, it's great to have all these stars and you want to have all these guys that you think can really be good players for you. I think Romeo Doubs, if it was a year earlier, I think Romeo hopefully has grown up and understands he doesn't have any more outbursts. He can't have it. He can't have a scenario like he did last year. Golden's young. Jaden Reed. Here's what I do know. Christian Watson is going to be Christian Watson. He's going to have a role, and he is going to play it to the best of his ability. He's going to be there. Everybody, and Romeo Doubs will have a role too. Everybody else, the Tucker Kraft show is the Tucker Kraft show. It is going to get murky, and you hope that winning will silence and kind of keep everybody happy. But you've been around long enough, that's just not that's hard to do. And Jordan Love is going to it's probably going to be as much on Jordan as it is on Matt LaFleur to keep this whole thing content. Not happy, but content with their roles as this season goes on. Because it's going to get tricky when you have because Wicks was out. I didn't even bring up Tay Wicks, your guy. I think he's probably, now that I'm thinking about it, he's going to definitely be the odd man out.
That is definitely true, and he's injured as of now. Tell us about Coors Light.
Well, whether you're tailgating pregame, celebrating a big win against the Pittsburgh Steelers, celebrating a touchdown for the Wisconsin Badgers, or whatever it is, and you just want to chill, crack open a Rocky Mountain Cold Coors Light brewed with a 3-step cold process, cold lager, cold filter, and cold package, so it is made to chill. Celebrate responsibly. Coors Brewing Company at Golden, Colorado.
We'll get to some text next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
Wilde and Tausch is presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella at 855-PELLA-WI or visit online at PellaWI.com/radio. Kyle Bruston Nortman.
This is Matt LaFleur after the game. If I knew it was going to end like that, we would have gone faster.
That dude,
KBN.
That drove me crazy. Listen, anybody, make sure y'all listen to his presser at the end of the game, and you will walk away saying, this is a man that does not know who the heck he is.
Kyle Bruston Nortman. Afternoons from 2 to 5 on 94.5 ESPN, the ESPN Wisconsin app, and ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube.
Ready to watch the Packers like a VIP? Cousins Subs put you in the center of it all on the 50-yard line in plush recliner seats, complete with personal TVs and your favorites delivered from Cousins Subs. 2 pairs of fans are selected before each regular season home game to enjoy this one-of-a-kind experience. Enter daily to win the best seats in the house, only from Cousins Subs. Cousins Subs. We believe in better. See rules and eligibility for details.
What's better than cheering for the Packers with an ice-cold beer in your hand? Cheering for the Packers with an ice-cold beer in your hand that you got for 10% off. And when you get Packers checking from Associated Bank, you get even more. Like 10% off food and 10% off drinks on game day. Like that ice-cold beer in your hand. Plus 15% off Pro Shop gear. Only with Packers checking. Associated Bank. Bank of the Packers. Learn more at associatedbank.com/Packers. Member FDIC.
The delicious taste of victory deserves something equally superior. Cheer on your team with Michelob Ultra. At 2.6 carbs and 95 calories, it's a superior smooth taste worth playing for. Grab a Michelob Ultra Superior Light Beer as you cheer your team on. Michelob Ultra, official sponsor of the Milwaukee Bucks. Enjoy a Michelob Ultra at Kelly's Bleachers, Big Ben, Distillery Richfield, Tom's Watch Bar in Milwaukee, and Maddie's in New Berlin. Please enjoy responsibly.
This is Eric Brown, owner of Siding Unlimited, letting you know that Siding Unlimited installs Pella windows and doors. That's right, Siding Unlimited installs windows, and we do it really well, earning the prestigious Pella Platinum Premier National Certified Contractor of the Year award 5 times. New windows, our expert team will deliver on a smooth, hassle-free installation, making you feel proud of calling Siding Unlimited for your window project. What's the next step? Call 262-567-4513 or go to sidingunlimited.com.
Without an Advent clinic nearby, people suffering needlessly from chronic nasal congestion and sinus infections would be stuck with either Band-Aid or Sledgehammer solutions. Band-Aids are pills or nasal sprays, and they're not true solutions. Surgery is a sledgehammer, and that's what we're trying to avoid. Because most people don't need surgery for nose and sinus issues, nor do they want a 14-day recovery. Our unique Advent approach can, in 20 minutes in our office, open your blocked nose for good, with only 1-day recovery. I'm Advent founder Dr. Kandula. Outside of Advent's 4 walls, invasive surgery is what they'll recommend. But here you will find effective and convenient in-office solutions to help you stop the need for Band-Aids and avoid the sledgehammer.
Go to adventknows.com to schedule your appointment, because Advent knows when you breathe well, you live better. Most insurance accepted.
Hey, this is the Fat Jack, and football season is here. Are you ready to make money betting on sports? Are you ready to make a winning decision? Are you going to gamble for fun, or are you going to gamble for money? This year, make that decision that will build your bankroll all year long. Go to FatJackSports.com, and for less than $100 a week, make money betting on the games. That's FatJackSports.com. It's a personal portal. It comes to your email. It's hassle-free. It'll make you money. FatJackSports.com.
This is Wilde and Tausch on 94.5 ESPN, sponsored by American Family Insurance. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
All right, Jesse, our clock management has been suboptimal. How about just one text message, and then we'll get to Nelly next.
That'll work. Let's get to this one from Adam in the Bird. I don't know if this
Pittsburgh?
is... Oh, wow, this is even smaller than I thought it was going to look like. I'm assuming Cedarburg. So here's what Adam...
Where's Jenna been? They played in Pittsburgh.
Yeah, Jana in Pittsburgh.
Yeah, what is going on with her?
I don't know. I'll have to check the text line, see if we have anything coming in from her. Maybe they were sleeping in because they were at the game, got home late last night. Here's what Adam said. I remember in the offseason discussions about trying to get the play-action pass working better, but the only way that could really happen was if Jordan Love was under center. Do you think with Love under center, that's affecting Josh Jacobs' ability to run the ball like he has in the past? If I remember correctly, he prefers to run out of the shotgun set. So there's a couple of layers to that to see if the point even makes sense. But what do you want to say on this?
Yeah, it's a good question. And obviously, I am a huge advocate for play-action pass out of under center. It's just more effective. But I also, last year when Josh Jacobs had the year that he had, I want you to play to your players' strengths. That's what they did. And now, another year, Jordan Love is, if he can continue to play like he has, and obviously what he did last night, it's a tough balance. It really is. And I think Matt LaFleur, it's one of those, you have good problems to have. And we talked a little bit about the receivers and some of this other stuff. This is trying to figure out how to utilize this. Josh Jacobs needs to also be able to adjust. He's a really good running back. Really good running backs find ways to do it. They're going to have ways they like. He likes duo blocking. So maybe you find some under center stuff that you could do more duo blocking and give those holes in the way he likes reading it. Maybe that could be some of it, but it's a really good question that probably nice to see some clarifications on how Matt LaFleur views that, because I do think that's an interesting point. Although, what did he tell you last year, Jason? That it doesn't matter of play action, that he poo-pooed it, but I don't think he really
There's a lot of
poo-pooed
poo-pooing.
it.
Yeah. And look, Josh Jacobs, as we've talked about many times, he likes the duo blocking scheme, but he can run inside zone. He can run outside zone. I think he does like the shotgun running. I don't know how much more significantly, I don't have the numbers in front of me, how much more Jordan Love has been in under center as opposed to in shotgun now that his legs function properly. I don't think it's like a huge amount because he does like being in shotgun a lot too. So I don't know if it's an appreciable difference. I do know this. Josh Jacobs has 9 touchdown runs in 7 games. He had a 93-yard game against Cincinnati. Obviously, last night, as I mentioned, Mike Tomlin was very clear that they were not going to let him beat them, and he didn't. But Jordan Love sure as heck did, and Tucker Kraft sure as heck did. Tausch, I have seen many videos. I'm not sure I like any of them more than I like the ones from Jones Dairy Farm.
Yeah, Jones Dairy Farm, what a great Wisconsin company. Family owned and operated for 7 generations in Fort Atkinson's all the way back to 1889. And told you we had one of the best meals, man, just last week. Pork sausage, a little orchetta, some spinach. And it was Jones Dairy Farm. That's where we got it from. And you know what? Everybody wants to eat clean. Well, we've been doing it for years over at Jones Dairy Farm. No fillers, nitrates, MSG, none of that. All natural. They also have great bacon, as we found out when we went down there to visit. We've had great videos with Eleanor, with Philip, with the whole team. We got a couple of fun ones brewing. Maybe a little volleyball collab. We'll have to wait and see for that, but you don't have to wait and see if you need to get some Jones Dairy products. Head on over to jonesdairyfarm.com to find out all you need to know to find where to get their great products.
A very abbreviated Whoa Nelly is next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
Wilde and Tausch continues next on 94.5 ESPN, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, and sponsored by American Family Insurance.
Timeout on the field. Let's bring in Gina Della from Pella. What's the winning game plan this month?
Wayne, a whole house of new windows for as low as $297 a month with 0% interest for up to 60 months.
Wow, that's a drive you can sustain for years. No penalties, no extra interest.
And unlike opponents, Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin actually stops the drafts.
Don't sit on the sidelines, folks. Make your move today at PellaWI.com.
0 restrictions apply. It's 10/31/2025.
Life's better with American Family Insurance because we know you love working weekends. If it means working on your dream home, both inside and out. And we're here to help protect those dreams so you can enjoy peace of mind. Save up to 40% when you bundle home and auto. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. Some exclusions apply. American Family Mutual Insurance Company SI and its operating company 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Hi, I'm Brittany Miller from Big Frog Custom T-Shirts and more. Custom T-shirts, sweatshirts, jackets, hats, you name it. We can do it. Big Frog Custom T-Shirts and more is family owned and all about celebrating life's big moments. Maybe it's a milestone birthday, a celebration for your child's first goal, or that work fundraising event. We are everyone's printer. No minimum orders, affordable designs, and help straight from me and our team. We're the one-stop shop for all your custom needs. Start your project today at bigfrog.com/Mequon.
Hey, it's Brad Nortman, and when it comes to my home, I want a team that I can trust, and that's Lifetime Home Services. From cleaner air and radon safety to custom closets and electrical work, they do it all under one roof. What I'm most excited about right now is their epoxy floors. They make your garage clean, durable, and organized with shelving and storage to get everything off the floor. For over 30 years, families have trusted Lifetime Home Services to make their homes safer and better looking. Trusted solution, lifetime results. Schedule today at lifetimehomeservices.com.
It's ESPN Milwaukee's Brad Nortman here with some exciting news from my friends at Bank 5-9. Not only have they been named a top workplace for 16 straight years, but they've just won the prestigious Community Choice Award as the best bank in the Milwaukee area. Honestly, I'm not surprised. Not only do they have great products and services, but they truly live out their mission to make lives better. If you're looking for a true local community bank, check out the best. Visit bank59.com to learn more today. Member FDIC.
From the biggest stars to the greatest moments. Behind the Bucks is Bucks history, like you've never heard it before. It's all on Behind the Bucks on the Bucks Plus audio network. Behind the Bucks is presented by Gallagher, your trusted insurance broker and HR and benefits consultant. Available now on bucks.com/plus, the Bucks app, the new ESPN Wisconsin app, and wherever you get podcasts.
It pretty much hurt doing anything. I couldn't ride a bicycle. You don't have your life because you don't have your mobility.
So when Patrick heard about QC Kinetics and their non-invasive regenerative treatments for pain, no waiting, he called them immediately.
There's no downtime. There's no rehab. That was the tipping point for me. I didn't have to take any drugs. I didn't have to rehab.
Before considering surgery, check out QC Kinetics all-natural treatment options that restore and repair damaged joint tissue in your knees, hips, shoulders, and back.
If you have knee replacement surgery, and then the knee is not yours, and there's no guarantee that that's going to be successful.
QC Kinetics. Patients around the country are raving about the results. They're getting back their mobility, taking back their lives with no downtime, no drugs, and no surgery. Don't wait. Call QC Kinetics today for your complimentary consultation.
Call QC Kinetics, 414-667-5559. That's 414-667-5559. 414-667-5559.
Victory Monday is brought to you by Palermo's Pizza, Wisconsin's hometown pizza. With delicious brands like Palermo's, Connie's, Urban Pie, and Screamin' Sicilian, Palermo's has your game day covered. Find Palermo's in your local grocer's freezer.
Got to run the 2-minute drill. Time for Nelly.
If the topic is good, the guys discuss.
Just the other morning I had breakfast at Tracy Rocker's house. His mama brought out 15 flapjacks. He said, Mama, take back 5 of them flapjacks. I got to stay hungry for the Crimson Tide.
But if it's not, the show must go on. It's time for
Whoa, Nelly!
on Wilde and Tausch.
All right, I was going to ask you something about the Bears, but they lost. We'll talk plenty more about them in the coming days and the NFL rankings and whatnot. I guess I would be remiss. I did go back from the very start of the show. I missed this one, slipped by my desk earlier. We did get a text from someone very special celebrating a big night for her guy last night.
Great places, South Dakota.
Jack Rabbit Mama texted it. It's a long one. I wish I could call in today because I'm still celebrating National Tight Ends Day, but it's a work day. Tucker is everything that he promised to be, and he's the ideal blend of confidence and humility. I remember suggesting 2 years ago, yak, that's yards after catch, would be his superpower, and if I'm not mistaken, he took 4 Steelers into the end zone with him on one of his touchdowns. He is him.
Great places, South Dakota.
Thoughts on Jack Rabbit Mama's text on her guy Tucker Kraft? Tausch?
She nailed it. She was on this. Obviously, she was a little biased, but she was on this from the jump. We probably were late adopters to it, but I was never against what Jack Rabbit Mama said, but Jack Rabbit Mama has been proven right on all this. So kudos to you, JRM. Kudos to you.
Couldn't agree with her more. Whoa, Nelly. Whoa, Nelly.
Tausch, you're going to be off the show the next couple of days, we hear. That's true, right?
That is true, correct.
So then I guess...
I will defer to Jason, but I do believe that is true.
But before we get to... No, I don't want you to defer. I want you to receive this question then. How has your trip thus far to the Pacific Northwest been, including the rainy football game that was closer than the experts? I know you don't know these kinds of things, but the Badgers were 31.5-point underdogs.
Yeah, I haven't looked at
on
that.
Saturday night.
I didn't know that.
They were a lot closer than that.
I'll say this. My trip yesterday, I was very, very concerned that we would potentially be out in the elements as bad as the game's elements were on Saturday. And fortunately, the skies parted. We had a beautiful day out, and it looks like the rest of my little trip here is the weather should be good. From the game standpoint, the group played their keisters off. I thought defensively, man, oh man, flying around and did everything that they possibly could. I think Badger fans should be very proud of defensively what that effort was. Saturday was phenomenal. Now, offensively, as we talked about in the broadcast, you can't be 1 of 13 throwing the football. I looked up and I felt like Bob Uecker in Major League when they said one blanket hit, one blah, blah, blah. Because you knew it was a struggle, and obviously the wind, and it was a tough day to throw. Even their quarterback struggled, but there was a stretch. I think it was like 3 minutes left in the third quarter. I think old boy was 1 of 12 or 1 of 13 for 12 yards, and that you just can't overcome that. So effort was awesome. I love the fact that it was a competitive game. I mean, that sounds moral victory-ish, but the way the last 2 games went, moral victories be damned. That's what I thought we came out of it feeling like, man, these boys played their tails off, and that's what I felt walking out of there Saturday night.
And they did score a touchdown, which had not happened in the previous 2 games. Hard Rock Casino Rockford. What a fun place that is.
It is, and Jesse and I had a heck of a time. We got some stuff brewing with the G&G and with Jordan Love. And the Hard Rock Casino Rockford features over 175,000 square feet of gaming and entertainment space, more than 1,300 slots, 50 live table games that Jesse will hide under, and a sports book. And if you're hungry, great diverse dining options at the Hard Rock Cafe, Council Oak Steaks and Seafood, street tacos, and of course, go boo at the UU Noodle Bar. The Hard Rock Casino Rockford, a premier entertainment destination just off of I-90 in Rockford, Illinois. about an hour from the greater Madison area.
We'll wrap things up next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
This is Wilde and Tausch on 94.5 ESPN, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, and sponsored by American Family Insurance. Whether it's live or in podcast form, you've heard us on air with all of our shenanigans.
Gabe, I'm throwing some. Why are you throwing? I don't want.
Now see your favorite 94.5 ESPN shows streaming on video.
By me, by the way. I hit that microphone like 4 out of 6 times on that.
Subscribe to ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube and get notified when we hit the air live. Plus, you can watch back any second that you miss and see original digital content too. Watch, listen, interact. ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube.
Mark Tauscher here, and these days I am sleeping better than ever. I am so thankful I met with the great team at Advent to help solve my sleeping problems. The Advent team is so great to work with, and their consultations are very informative. The Advent team listened to my struggles, and rather than forcing a surgery, they helped me find the best solution for a better night's sleep. My family and I are so thankful the solutions from Advent worked. To see how they can help you with snoring, sleep apnea, and nasal breathing problems, go to adventknows.com, because Advent knows when you breathe well, you live better.
In football, what does every great team start with?
A strong defense. Same's true in business.
Defense against what?
Cyber threats. That's why companies use Trend Micro.
What do they actually protect?
Your network, your data, your people, from ransomware, phishing, and more.
So it's not just antivirus?
Not at all. Trend Micro has a full defensive playbook trusted worldwide for over 35 years.
Sounds like the kind of defense every business needs.
Exactly. Don't get blindsided. Go to trendmicro.com and see how enterprise security is done right.
The delicious taste of victory deserves something equally superior. Cheer on your team with Michelob Ultra. At 2.6 carbs and 95 calories, it's a superior, smooth taste worth playing for. Grab a Michelob Ultra, superior light beer, as you cheer your team on. Michelob Ultra, official beer sponsor of the Milwaukee Bucks. Enjoy a Michelob Ultra at Dugout 54 Milwaukee, Maxwell's in Cedarburg, Steny Lake Country, and Brat Stop in Kenosha. Please enjoy responsibly.
Hey, this is the Fat Jack, and football season is here. Are you ready to make money betting on sports? Are you ready to make a winning decision? Are you going to gamble for fun, or are you going to gamble for money? This year, make that decision that will build your bankroll all year long. Go to FatJackSports.com, and for less than $100 a week, make money betting on the games. That's FatJackSports.com. It's a personal portal. It comes to your email. It's hassle-free. It'll make you money. FatJackSports.com.
Hey, it's Gabe Neitzel from Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. If you're looking to spruce up your holiday party this season, there's no place to look other than X-Golf inside American Family Field. It's a unique space unlike any other that's great for golfers and non-golfers alike, featuring great views of the ballpark while you get to play golf, plus a full menu, full bar, and catering options are available. They can host parties from 12 up to 200 people, so don't wait. Head over to the website, find out more information about a great holiday space at xgolfamfamfield.com. It's ESPN Wisconsin's Gabe Neitzel for Events by Design. Events like appreciation parties and retreats can go a long way towards boosting morale and retaining top talent. Events by Design is your go-to creative partner for employee events that truly make an impact. They help leaders retain top talent by making their people feel seen, valued, and celebrated. The creative team at Events by Design does all the planning and production, making sure things not only look great, but also work. Make a smart investment in your culture today. Search online, Events by Design. They design, you party.
Make Tsunami Express Car Wash part of your fall game plan. With 7 Milwaukee area locations, including our newest in New Berlin, we've always got your ride covered. Sign up online today and get your very first wash free. That's a $25 value, absolutely free. At Tsunami Express, you'll enjoy premium washes, free vacuums, and detailing tools to keep that car looking sharp and game day ready. Don't wait to get in on the action. Claim your free car wash right now at TsunamiExpress.com. Tsunami Express Car Wash. Wash, chill, repeat.
You're listening to Wilde and Tausch on 94.5 ESPN. Presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella at 855-PELLA-WI or visit online at PellaWI.com/radio.
To have enough time to say goodbye before the Rich Eisen Show begins. Tausch, we will talk to you again on Friday?
Thursday. No, Thursday. Yeah.
Tausch
Excited to get a little break from old T, aren't you? Hey, you want a little break from old T, don't you?
Tausch will return to the program. We've got Ryan Bulaga lined up. We've got Uncle Homer lined up. And maybe we're efforting on a few other surprises as well. Enjoy your time in one of the great states in our union. That's it for us today. We'll do it again tomorrow. Have a great day. Take care. Be good.
Miss any of today's episode of Wilde and Tausch? Presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin? Commercial-free full show